Okay, let's get this set up. Rocket. Let us get this shit set up. So who do we have here? Okay, so we have PVZ. Let's see. Paul P is the Zerg. What? Oh no, that's supposed to be the number of wins. Fuck. The system we have set up is complicated. Is that even the same fucking purple for both of those? It is the same fucking purple. We're amazing. Paul P is our Zerg hero. And then A Freak U is our Protoss hero. If you go to the follow Israel Zero Lopez, very, very much appreciated. Right now we're trying to figure out how to make this visible. Wait. How the hell is that not visible? Did we put something over it? That would actually be nice if it had a black background to show text over. We're trying to color code this with races, but while also trying to make it visible. That looks pretty visible. StarCraft is going well. Today we are casting this. So, we think we are all set up now. Yeah, we are all set up with all the information. Becky! Welcome. How are you doing? Hope that your day is going amazingly. So, we are here casting as much of the Rookie Star League as we feel like. So, here we are. First game of Group A. Freak U versus Paul P. And let's get started. We have a Protoss versus Zerg on Sylphid. So let's see what kind of builds they go for. Ever adventurous with a pylon first opening. We are expecting either a gate expansion or a forge expansion from our Protoss hero, A Freak U. And we are expecting an overpull as the most common build. The most common build would be for a Zerg to build a pull right now, because that protects against a 2v8 much better than a 12 hatch does. A 12 hatch is also vulnerable to cannon rushes. But we see that the overpull is not chosen. So this is going to be either a 12 hatch or a 12 pool. And we see this drone going out, so it is going to be a 12 hatch. It is going to be a 12 hatch. So this is the most economical build. Once upon a time, he who will not be named believed that this was the only way to play Zerg versus Protoss. So this has a very long history. So the correct response, which Protoss cannot do because Protoss is not scouted. Protoss is playing this very safely. But what Protoss would ideally do against 12 hatch is to do a 12 Nexus before a Forge. A 12 hatch is vulnerable to a 2 gate, which is a very aggressive, very rare build, and it's also vulnerable to cannon rushes. So those are the two things which make it vulnerable. It's also more vulnerable to, at the professional level, we'd say that it's more vulnerable to 1 gate zealot pressure, which is a common build. So Forge Nexus Cannon is a response to an overpull. So Protoss has gotten the worst of this build order. Zerg was greedy and got away with it. And a Freak U sees everything that Palpy is doing, and Palpy is being super aggressive. Palpy is going for a very early gaps. Normally you would see Zerg put down a 3rd hatchery at a 3rd base, either here or here at the other main, before taking the gaps. So Palpy has opted for a very aggressive build. Meanwhile, a Freak U is going for a super standard play. Forge, Nexus, Cannon, Gateway. And they will likely be teching into a Stargate. So it looks like our scout has been, the probe scout has been killed. That Overlord. Oh, that Overlord is actually at risk of dying. Okay, the Overlord gets away. That is really important. That is really important. Thank you to the Father of the Lampshade. Very much appreciated. So yeah, 12 hatch is absolutely a way that you can play. It's considered a bit greedy, but nothing outrageous. Definitely something which happens regularly. So okay. So Zergus. We're honestly not sure what Zerg is. Okay, Zerg is just playing Sunken D here, which this is a beginner Star League, a rookie Star League. These sorts of things happen. These sorts of things definitely happen. 12 hatch was a brilliant idea, but now it's being followed up with too many Sunkens, and you can see that Zerg has 12 drones now against Protost's 22 probes. Zerg is going into lair, so Zerg will have mutas and is getting Zergling speed. So there might be a little bit of an opening where Protoss is vulnerable. So Zerg is making more Zerglings, not drones. So with this sort of setup, Palpy is going to have a very narrow window where they'll be able to attack. Maybe the window won't exist, but Palpy is definitely putting themselves on a timer. Palpy needs to get some damage done as soon as possible. Right now, if Palpy ran their Zerglings across with speed, Palpy would break this cannon, kill these 2 Zealots, and would be able to do a ton of damage. So if these Zerglings went across the map, it would do so much damage. The cannon would just die. This would be broken. They would get a ton of probe kills. But there's a real timer on this, and unfortunately not sending the things across the map. So there is a Spire going down. This is an uncommon build against Protoss, but it can catch some Protoss off guard. Unfortunately for Palpy, a Freak U is going for the standard build and going for Corsairs. The standard way for Zerg to defend against defending against Corsairs is to make a Spire and then go Scourge. The absolute most standard build is 3 hatches before 3 hatches and then start the lair and then start the spire immediately, and that loses 1 overlord to Corsairs, and then you have Scourge before the second overlord dies. That is the build that is the most common build. So Palpy is droning up behind this, making several drones, taking a third. This ramp is going to make it very easy to defend this if anything goes up there. Is supply blocked? Looks like Palpy did an extractor trick at some point. Zerg can make a building, cancel it. Make a unit, cancel it, and then break through the supply cap that way. Thank you for the follow, Scuzzy Starcraft. Very much appreciated. So right now, Protoss +1 weapons start going. Very, very standard. Very well played by FreyasSpirit. This cannon is important. This cannon will protect the Corsairs popping out of the Stargate against Scourge. And a FreyasSpirit is going up to 5 gateways now. See what Palpy is doing. We see that the Spire is there, but we don't see any mutas popping out. And these 12 Zerglings were super powerful before, but without doing anything with them, they could have been 6 drones instead. And there's already 38 probes coming on drones. Let's see if +1 air attack is going. It is not. But the Corsairs continue to be massed. We didn't actually see a Corsair fly over the Zerg's main. There's a Scourge. Normally the Corsairs would fly over the Zerg's main to get a scout. It's possible that happened and we just completely missed it, but let's see, do any of these no kills on any of these. Oh, +1 attack is done. +1 attack is done. So these Scourge are just gonna melt. Once 5 or 6 Corsairs exist. Oh, no more Corsairs. So that's 6 gate. Going for a Templar Archive. 3 more creep colonies over here. We can post a link to the bracket. The bracket will contain spoilers. Let's see, how do we add Nightwatch commands? Or add Nightbot commands? There we go. There's your bracket command. And let's get back to the game. So, FreyasSpirit is taking a 3rd base. Defended by 3 cannons. So Lings are going to run into here and see this. So if you look at the supplies, FreyasSpirit is at 91 supply, while Palpy is still at 50. So FreyasSpirit has just been completely out-macroing Palpy the entire game. Oh, we should be hiding that. Zerg armor going, Carapace going. And Hydra upgrades are incoming. Ooh, this might work. This actually might work. This is going to work. This is going to work. Yes, yes. Even with some of the Lings being no. There's some miscontrol there. They weren't all attacking the cannon, so it actually didn't work. But alone, Hero Hydra coming in here to bust this. And there's just a Corsair there. But the speedlots are on the way. +1 armor is just about finished. +1 armor is finished, so when Zealots and Zerg have equal number of upgrades, weapon armor versus Zerg armor upgrades, these wings are getting a lot of work done. Then it takes Zealots 3 hits to kill the Zerglings. If Zealots are up ahead of upgrades, weapon versus Zerg armor, and it takes only 2 hits to kill a Zergling, which is why we'd say that Protoss ground weapons is the second most important upgrade in any matchup. Did any of Mr. Berry's games get cast? Not that we're aware of. What group are they in? We can do that group after this one. By request. We are down to cast any group, we just have them all sitting around. So there's more Hydras coming out. And over here... So what kind of army does FreyasSpirit have? An Archon. A few Zealots. All these gateways are spinning. There are lots more units on their way. And another base, too. Lots of cannons. Only 2 Sunkens here, so this could probably be busted now. I wonder if Lurker aspect is on the way. No. And no +2 weapons going. +2 armor is going for Paul P. Ooh, this base was just cancelled. This base was just cancelled. And this bust might work. It might not, but it might work. Not with the Zealots coming in behind. But it was a valiant effort. It's definitely a valiant effort. So right here we have 6 drones on minerals. So it's still 40 probes versus 24 drones. And we have 130 supply to 47. And is this the attack that's going to finish off the game? Ooh, there's lurkers. There's lurkers coming. We don't know if FreyasSpirit has an observer yet. But there are the lurkers, and those lurkers could be the heroes here, which repel the Protoss force. There's definitely not an observer here. So with so few drones, each drone kill is important. Okay, these Templars have a storm each. This one has 3 storms. Let's see if any storms go off. And that's the +1 Corsairs doing so much damage. Ooh! Ooh! Oh no! Thank you, Volvagia, for the Twitch Prime sub. Very, very much appreciated. That is going straight to Trans Lifeline. So this Archon looks like it's going to finish. This one even gets away. Thank you for the follow, Volvagia. Very, very much appreciated. Okay, so at this point we're 29 supply to 136. And we're gonna speed this up at this point and just see how this game ends. Because it would be basically impossible for Zerg to come back at this point. It would take an absolute miracle. And it's entirely reasonable for Protoss to just sit back and macro up to a maxed army. But defending very well. Just watching out for any Zerg expansions. As long as Protoss can prevent Zerg from getting any more expansions, Protoss wins. And look, yeah, you can see the Corsair scouting there. You can see the Observer just running across to every single base to check. Protoss has vision of every expansion. Protoss knows that Zerg is not doing anything. Protoss can just sit back and macro up to 200-200. And poke in with a 200-200 army. And here we are. Here's the 200-200 army. Ooh, no Observer. So, Observer versus Spore Colony micro is something that is supposed to be very, very difficult. And this should be the killing blow. The observer's down, but the base is gonna die. This is so much Protoss. And well played to Freak You. Just played a super solid game and out macroed Paul P. GG to Paul P for the valiant effort. And in just a second we should have the GG. There we go. The observer's there. This is going to be it. So this is a round robin. So we're going to see Paul P's. We should watch Paul P's other match. Actually, no. We're just going to go in order. Wait, we only have 2 replays from Group A. Okay, we guess that Group A only ever uploaded 2 replays, so we'll just watch the other one, and that'll be it for Group A. Ooh, we are in Overwatch. Overwatch is super awesome because it's a foreign made map. So we need to update our layout. We can do that as the game starts. So over here we have Beanie Beans as a Grey Zerg, and we have Orcu. Okay, RQ up here as the Green Terran. Thank you for the raid, Leggy. How are you doing? How is your stream? We hope that your day is going amazingly. So, over here, we have Orcu as a Terran, and over here we have Beanie Beans as our Zerg. So there's a slightly post. The interesting question is what build is Zerg going to go for? Because Zerg has the abilities 9 pull, overpull, 12 pull, and 12 hatch. And 12 hatch is by far the most common build. Today the most common build is 12 hatch into 2 gas muta. 2 hatch muta is the most common play with the 12 hatch starter. Although 3 hatch muta it fell out of fashion at the pro level, but it's still entirely viable at this level. The builds which counter 3 hatch muta are 5 racks and 111, and both of those are vulnerable to Zergling all-ins. Neither of those builds are something we'd expect to happen at the RSL level, so we think that 3 hatch muta is just as good. So there's a 12 hatch and a drone scout. And we have OKRQ going for mech. So right now the next question is OKRQ is Beanie Beans going to pick? Is Beanie Beans going to make a gas or another hatchery next? Those are the 2 options. And it looks like we're heading straight towards another straight towards the 3rd hatchery. Nope, there's the gas. We were wrong. So this is probably going to be a 2 hatch muta. It could be a 2 hatch Hydra, 2 hatch Lurker, but that would be highly unusual, especially after scouting mech. So OKRQ still has 3 on gas. We were going to say that OKRQ is probably going to go 1 factory and then into a command center, then 2nd factory into Goliaths. But in this case, there's still 3 on gas, so it's possible that it's going to be a 2 factory play. We will find out. So these are 6 Zerglings making. That is aggressive. Okay, RQ has made 3 Marines. Okay, yes, we do have 2-factory play. We have 2 factories here. So the next question is, are we going to see, how many vultures are we going to see before Goliath? The standard is either 1 or 3 vultures. 1 vulture just to just for defense and for scouting. 3 vultures to run in and try and snipe some drones. This sunken here is very correct to do against mech. 2 sunkens is being incredibly safe. And it's much better to have a second sunken than to have vultures run into your base. So there are no medics to heal these Marines. So 1 Marine down for 3 Zerglings, and the scout means that these sunkens can be morphed immediately. The lair is almost finished, and the spire should be popping down immediately. Ooh, that is a third creep colony and a 4th. So this is going to be very safe against this, and there's no way that Terran is getting past this. Wow. Wow. So we were looking at this thinking, this is a lot of sunkens. And it turns out that no, this isn't a lot of sunkens. Because a lot of vultures are coming out. Okay, so here's our first Goliath. Unfortunately, there's so many sunkens being made that there's no spire yet. So right now it is 12 drones to 23 SCVs. Always super important number to watch, as well as the supplies. Is Zergling speed on the way? Yes, Zergling speed is on the way. So Zerglings with speed can actually catch vultures. Wow, this is a 3rd factory on this one base. So, OKRQ is going for +1 weapon. +1 armor is generally preferred if you plan to fight the mutas, but +1 weapon is better for fighting sunkens. That is vulture speed going. We guess we missed whether Goliath range has already happened. And there is an engineering bay, no turrets yet. Also no mutas yet. So 3 factory Goliaths. You're just going to be able to constantly pump out Goliaths. This is going to get a pretty massive army going. Unfortunately, a siege tank is going to be needed to break this front. 5 sunkens cannot be broken by Goliaths. Like, that just has 0% chance of breaking the front. But what this army can do is roam around and check for a third. Check for a third. And just see what's out there. So we have an Overlord making, and Zerglings. So no mutas making it all. There's a Hydra Den making. No command center in sight, but it looks like there's an SCV ready to make one. And you can see that the OKRQ's army is headed directly for the Zerg third, and is going to catch it as it's starting. This is a very good catch. This is a very good catch. And if this army gets parked right here, then Beanie Beans is not going to be able to take a third. There's a couple mutas. Unfortunately, they're not really going to be able to take on 5 Goliaths. So Beanie Beans is playing super defensively, and it'll be interesting to see how Beanie Beans plans to get out of their base. "34 SCVs in one base." This is actually completely saturated. This is incredibly rare, but with 9 mineral patches, you need about 27 SCVs to fully saturate. So this is a very rare case where it actually is fully saturated, and the natural is on the way. Typically, you'll see about 20 SCVs or probes per base, so that is just about fully saturated. It's just going to be just about able to fully saturate the natural. And there's a ton of Goliaths. There's 9 Goliaths back here. These meters are not going to do anything at all. No turrets, so the Beanie Beans will get some poke in. Very, very nice scouting by OKRQ. Just poking around to all the locations. So let's go to StarCraft. After this, which group would you like to see? Which group would you like to see? Because we are able to cast any group we want. And there we go. Let's see how many SCVs these meters get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, probably. Yeah, so those Goliaths were way out of position. That... Zerg is actually ahead in workers right now. After all that, Zerg is ahead in workers. That was a massive, massive attack. If there had been 2 turrets at the main, that would have bought a significant amount of time. Because Midas would have had to kill the turrets before going for the workers. Fortunately, it is 78 to 50 supply. +1 attack is done. +1 armor is on the way. There's no starport, so +2 is not going to be anywhere in sight. There's 3 meters left, and a bunch of circlings. And the third is being very well protected. Yeah, unfortunately, that is so annoying to do. Speed Zerglings cannot kill speed vultures, although the micro is definitely harder. So right now, a single siege tank was close to win the game. Maybe not. There's a ton of Hydras. We can see OKRQ is already back up to 28 SCVs. And this time OKRQ has made 10 SCVs again. Which is wonderful. You need that many SCVs. Unfortunately, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 idle SCVs. So a quarter of the SCVs are idle. And that's just something that happens at this level. Making sure your buildings are producing, working for any idle workers, anything like that is... Somebody yell at us to hide that next time. Somebody should absolutely yell at us to hide that next time. Goliaths alone make you want to play Terran? Then you should play Terran versus Zerg. That is a very Goliath heavy that is the most Goliath heavy matchup. And you can see here there's only a control group and a half. Which means that unlike way fewer control groups for Terran to control than Zerg. Okay, so it looks like the third is going to be denied again. It looks like OKRQ has a solid game plan. Just prevent Zerg from getting a third. Prevent Zerg from getting a third, and win the game, and just starve Beanie Beans out. And OKRQ is back up to 37 SCVs. Yeah, this has been a super solid game plan for OKRQ. Just watching every base and making sure. And here's a siege tank with siege mode. Finally the tech to break down this sunken wall. Is there a hotkey to increase the replay speed? So here you have Beanie Beans going for Hive. +1 armor. 4th factory going down, and the Starport. So +1 air weapons, +2 weapons are going to be on their way soon. This 3rd actually might get up. OKRQ did a really, really good job denying the 3rd for so long that it got them a massive advantage. Didn't have any units there which let the 3rd get up this time. If this army attacked into the 3rd, it would just melt. So there's a nice circling counterattack coming along here, and a 3rd command center on the way. Scouts that there's no 3rd. Ooh, Burrow. Burrow could get so much done. Okay, OKRQ has scouted this potential 3rd. Let's see if OKRQ sweeps around to the other potential 3rd. There's still no detection for OKRQ, so lurkers could actually do quite a bit here. Oh, there are lurkers. There are lurkers there. So this base is not going to go down until there's detection. Very, very easy to miss it. Very, very easy to just miss detection at this point. Here's Hive coming. See, 5 factories for OKRQ. Pumping out Goliath tank. 6th one on the way. And the command center is being floated over. Ooh, they're going to catch out a few units. That tank is going down for sure. No! The hero Goliath's coming to save it. Nicely done, saving that. More units streaming out. Oh, so Crack is not done yet. Crack has just started. And it looks like the siege is going to start. Yeah, we don't see any lurkers under here. And it looks like this is the beginning of the end. This looks like it's just going to be broken. Microing against Static D is really difficult. Really difficult to hold all of your units together. This tank is probably going down. Yep. Looks like another siege tank shot killed it, but there's 1 tank alive and kicking. 2 tanks alive and kicking. 5 tanks alive and kicking. Ooh. Can the lurkers get the burrow off? Can the lurkers get the burrow off? Unfortunately not. There was no detection at all. So that if the lurkers had managed to burrow, that actually might have stopped this push. And there we go. The science specialist coming now. So at this point, this is definitely enough Goliaths that they could just run in and kill the 4 Sunkens left. Definitely enough to just kill it. This game is incredibly difficult. So tanks have longer range than they do vision, so the Goliath's walking out in front to give the tanks vision of the Sunken. So at this point, we would expect that we're just waiting for the vessel to come. And once the vessel gets there... Yep, the vessel is being moved almost immediately. Oh, that was Burrowed Ling stopping the command center. That is clever. That is clever. Zerg has Zergling, Burrowed Zergling scouting all the other major expansions. Almost. Yeah, so this way the Goliaths could just run in and kill everything. But using caution right now is not a bad idea. And just taking the map. It's a much safer way to win the game. And just sweeping around and killing a third. Where there isn't a ton of defense. Super solid way to close out the game. So unfortunately there's 0-0 mutas against 1-1 Goliath, so the mutas tech is a brilliant idea right now, but there's just not enough oomph. The Defiler Mound with Dark Swarm could actually do a bunch here. Oh. The pop goes... And there goes the third. And these Junkins are good. These Junkins are gonna be dead in a second. Very safe, very cautious play by OKRQ. Does not really know how much the Zerg has, and playing like this is caution is a good idea. Guarantee that you can close out a game. Losing this army is one way that OKRQ could lose a game. Zerg doesn't have enough. Beanie Beans does not have enough to kill OKRQ. But learning how to judging which armies can fight which is not an easy skill at all. And with that, the natural is busted. And this should be game. Hero Defiler is not able to save the Zerg Hive. So are there any requests for which groups we cast next? Because there was only 2 replays in this group. Also, would anybody like to... We don't want to look at the actual brackets because we don't want spoilers, but would anybody be willing to tell us who advanced from Group A? So OKRQ has destroyed the Zerg Natural and is not going to push into the main. Pushing up ramps is incredibly... Oh, and there's a Dark Swarm. Yeah, so pushing up the ramp is impossible right now. Like, the siege tanks will help, but it's a super solid decision to just not try and push up the ramp, and instead just take the base that you've killed and just run around the map and make sure that there's no other bases. So there's a Goliath there. So that leaves this, and this is the 3 gas bases that Zerg could take. Or it looks like OKRQ is just going to try and push up the ramp. Yes, who advanced from Group A? And we have more Zerglings popping out. Almost find out. Okay, RQ and FreyasSpirit. Okay, that is definitely the expected result. Both of them played super solid games, and just really outdid both of the Zergs in macro. So, GG to OKRQ. GG to Okra and FreyasSpirit for advancing. Very, very well played. Well deserved victory. Very well-deserved victory. And here here's the last of the Zerg army, and this should be GG any second. There we go, GG. Well done, Okra, and Freak-You. So let's see, who do we have next? Group B. Looks like we have just one replay from Group B. So, let's get our setup set up for this. So we're at Group B now. And we have over here. That is difficult to read. That is easier to read. So we have Sneaky Pouts. We have Sneaky Pouts as the blue Protoss. Sneaky Pouts versus Undead Girl as the green Terran. That is all sorts of interesting, because Terran is usually the race covered by blue. So here we go, Protoss versus Terran. We have Undead Girl as the green Terran at the 8 o'clock position, and we have Snaky Pouts as the blue Protoss at the 12 o'clock position. Is there... okay. Is there a way to make them... No, we can't. This blue right up here is difficult for us to read, so there's a good chance that we're just gonna have to squint at it many times. So we have a super standard opening by Terran. This is a standard. This is build that gets you the factory at the fastest you can without cutting any SCVs. And we have one gate wing from Protoss. The super standard. So the next question is Undead Girl going to go 1 factory or 2 factory? And what we're looking for is how many SCVs are still on gas after 100 gas is hit. If there's only 1 left on gas, and that's a strong signal that it's going to be 1 factory into a command center. If there's 2 left on gas, it's a strong signal that there's either going to be 2 factory, or if there's 2 left on gas, it's most likely 2 or 3 left on gas, it's most likely to be 2 factory. So right now we have a very standard build from Snaky Pouts. Going straight into the Cyber Core. Let's see what building is next. It could be a Nexus, it could be a Robo, or it could be another gateway. All of those are entirely reasonable. We have a Dragoon making. Skipping the Zealot and going straight for the Dragoon is a pretty standard decision. And we see that there is only 1 on gas, so that is a strong signal that we're going to see a command center coming out immediately. We're going to see whether a bunker is made or whether the command center is just made. So that is just going to be the command center. And at this point, there's going to be 2 SCVs put back on gas to start the mining again. This is a nice optimization. And we'll see. So the third pylon means there's not going to be Dark Templars. And Protoss and Snaky Pouts has started their Nexus. And is scouting. A very late scout, but would have been vulnerable to Terran doing something like a 2 factory. But Undead Girl is just going for super standard play. So let's see. So this is one gateway into a robo, and we'll see really soon whether this is an observer or into reavers. The SCV scout has finally been killed. There are 2 goons blocking there. 2 goon range is almost done. And a bunker has been made. A bunker has been made. The bunker allows you to place the command center in the front here, rather than placing it inside here and floating it. And that probe is going to be repelled, but the probe sees exactly what is coming. Or staying at home. So both of these players are playing super standard so far. Going straight into 3 gateways. Undead Girl has pulled the SCVs over to her natural. And there's a probe transfer over here. So the supplies are incredibly even. Worker count is incredibly even. This could be a really awesome game. We are super excited to see what happens. So building turrets here is really nice. These turrets will defend against Dark Templars and Reavers. So very nice play defending against that. It looks like Stinky Patch is just going straight into observers. So very standard play from Protoss. It's just going to mass up Dragoons and aim to crush the Terran army with a bunch of Dragoons. And Undead Girl has gone Siege Expand. And it is building an early armory, and a 3rd factory. This will be interesting. Is Undead Girl going to be building a 3rd command center? No, just another turret. So, one big question right now is Terran going to be going for a 2-base timing push? Or is Terran going to be aiming to take a 3rd? At this level, we would expect most people to be going for a 2-base timing push, because one of the hardest things in the game to learn is when should you attack versus defend, and timing push takes that thinking out of the picture by just giving you a specific timing where you know you have to attack. So very nice build up by Snaky Pouts. Just continuing to power up. Citadel for Zealot legs. And you can start to see the supply difference. 43 probes versus 33 SCVs, and 79 versus 52 supply. And we're trying to figure out why that actually is. We believe that that's just because Stinky Patch has way more workers, which is fueling way more gateways. So Undead Girl is just not having trouble mining enough without few SCVs. So these Dragoons are placed here to catch a command center and float over to the 3rd. +1 attack is on the way. So we'll see if Undead Girl chooses to push out with a timing attack right as soon as that finishes. Cute kitty good. Cute kitty always good. So So these are very nice scouts. Scouting that the Protoss is not taking, scouting that Sneaky Bouts is not taking another, has not taken another base at the other main. Okay, this base is really interesting. So this right here is fake high ground. It looks like high ground, but it's not actually high ground. It's just a cliff that gets in the way. This is actually still low ground. So if the siege tanks manage to siege up right here, they could just do a ton of damage. They'll be hitting the Nexus. And they'll be hard to attack, because this cliff does not break vision. And we have an attack over here. Very smart of Sneaky Bouts to just pull back here. Oh no! It's gonna run straight into the mine. That is a blue goo that you never want to see, as a Protoss never wants to see. So that's a nice pickoff for Undead Girl. That is just 4 or 5 Dragoons going down for free. +1 is just finished, so let's see if there's a nice timing attack right now. Especially with those few Dragoons dead, this would be a great timing. Oh, there's been a third command center. Undead Girl is trying to take a third. Matching the Protoss and bases. Protoss is still ahead in worker count. 60 worker count is about the magic number that you want to hit eventually. 60 worker count on 3 bases is the magic number. And you can just see the supply difference. How much that early worker lead has made a difference. So it looks like we're still in 3 factories for Undead Girl. There's second armory coming. So yeah, this is going to be +1 attack, +2 attack on the way. Whereas Sneaky Bouts has not started up any upgrades yet, it looks like. That is air attack. Interesting. That is a strong signal for carriers. There's +1 air attack, and Arbiter's on the way. Arbiter's recall is something very, very difficult for Terran to defend. Both of these are really going for a macro game. This is super exciting. This is super, super exciting. And Science Vessels countering the Arbiters. Luckily, this is just a vulture craft. This definitely happens all the time with building placements. It's difficult to figure out solid building placements. So 55 probes versus 44 SCVs. 155 is 95 supply. Looks like we have, that is a dead Zealot. But amazing, amazing upgrades from Undead Girl. 1-1 is almost done. Nicely clearing out mines. Very, very solid macro from Sneaky Bouts. Under 1,000 minerals at this stage of the game. This is amazing. Just constantly pumping out units. Building more and more and more. It looks like we have recall first. Arbiter has not yet started, so an Arbiter takes longer than a Nexus to build. So Arbiters take forever to build, and then it has to build up energy, so a recall is still pretty far off. One has finished, 2-2 on the way. And Undead Girl is going to take a 4th. We have a real macro game on our hands here. Both of these players just powering up. Undead Girl with 300 APM. Sneaky Bouts workers are fairly well spread. And almost just about the magic 60 number of workers. Very, very good. worker count from Stinky Pouts. And here we have an attack. Let's see how this attack goes. Let's see how Protoss manages to attack. Protoss has a ton of stuff, but let's see how the angle is. Siege tanks can easily just wipe out Protoss armies if Protoss doesn't engage correctly. A very good timing to attack with 200-200. So let's see. Wow! Stinky Pouch pulls away at exactly the right time. Definitely not the best trades, but they're very good. Oh wow, we have a Vulture run by. We have a Vulture run by, and the tanks are just sieging up here. That is so good for Undead Girl. This is so good for Undead Girl. And there's mines being laid. Ooh, unfortunately the mine drag killing a ton of vultures, but very, very nice. And this mine could snipe a bunch of probes later on. Undead Girl is now ahead in workers after that. That was really, really, really good. That was really good. And you can see just how much more Snaky Pouch has been mining. Snaky Pouch's main is mined out, whereas Undead Girl still has over a third left. And Undead Girl is now scouting for another base. Ooh, that probe could have gotten away with it. So Undead Girl is almost at the magical 60 workers. That killing all those probes was really good. So the mine does go off. Unfortunately, just before the probes get there. That actually looked intentional from Stinky Pouts. Sending units just to tank the mines. Sending druids in to just tank the mines to make sure that the mines doesn't explode and kill a dozen probes. Let's see. The Zealots are getting onto the tank. That is very good. And there's just so many dragoons here. This looks like it's just gonna clean up everything. It's fine if the dragoons are just attacking tanks, so. Ooh, these mines could do so much. These mines could do so much. So that was a very solid trade. That was a very solid trade by Snaky Pouts. But these are 0-0 dragoons against 2-2 mech. So Undead Girl's upgrades are really coming in clutch here. These mines are good. These mines are taking out so much. Very nice D-Matrix. Let's see if Undead Girl has enough to hold this off. Undead Girl very well might. And if this is held off, then Undead Girl will be ahead in supply. Close to ahead in supply. We're watching for 3-3. That poor Vulture. It's been stuck there the entire game. So every unit that Snaky Pouch loses here is a big deal. 38 probes on 2 bases is perfectly fine. So this base is only a 2/3 base. If you look here, these are only 1,000 minerals. So this is not a full base, because otherwise Terran would be really, really strong here. And because Stinky Pouch has been doing such a good job of mining and macroing, Stinky Pouch is getting close to mined out. So it looks like Stinky Pouch is actually positioning to take a 4th now. Which is a very good idea at this stage of the game. And there we go. There's the inner 4th. Good morning. Hope that everybody's day is going well. So the supplies are much, much, much closer. Undead Girl does have an extra 15 workers, so that is an extra. So Sneaky Pouch is actually. Ooh, there's a Vulture run by. A couple cannons here would have saved so many of those probes. That is an amazing, amazing attack. That is such a good attack. That was such a good attack right there. That killed so many probes. And here we have the fourth of Snaky Pat's almost done. The supply gap is actually closing. Snaky Patch is not remaking probes right now. So 1.5x the workers. EMP. Wow, the EMP gets off. And the Arbiter, looks like the Arbiter might just die to a turret. That is an expensive loss. That is an expensive loss. Very well done, Undead Girl. That EMP right there could have been the difference between winning and losing the game. That EMP absolutely could have been the difference between winning and losing the game. And you can see right now, Undead Girl is ahead in is just about ahead to supply. The supply gap keeps closing. These vultures are gonna scout and see that these vultures are probably the standard place for a protest to take in fourth would be the other main, so these vultures are poking for it, but they're not gonna find anything. This is an unusual and harder to defend base than what protesters would normally take. So there were a couple more probes made. Ooh, there were mines laid. Very well done. These mines are scouting for nexuses. Undead Girl is playing very well now. And look at this massive minefield. This just can't be attacked. So Undead Girl is about to mining out the natural. Still has a decent amount in her main. And the fourth is still has a lot left. Oh, Undead Girl is at 3-3. And here we have +1 protest attack. Where is that forge spinning? There it is. And +2 attack is done. So protest is... Snaky Pouch is starting to match Undead Girl in upgrades. Terran upgrades definitely scale better. So 3-3 mech is absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Okay, so tanks on mine, mines on tanks, Protoss say thanks. These mines could Zealot run in would just drag these mines right here. So this would be a very solid attack if there were a bunch of Zealots. Ooh, that one hurts. That one hurts. And you can see Undead Girl is actually ahead in supply right now. Even more so after this. Even more so. So Undead Girl is starting to take the game. If Undead Girl can successfully shut down these two bases, then Undead Girl will win the game. If Undead Girl can sneak some vultures in to this base, scout this base and sneak some vultures in, Undead Girl, really dominating position. Undead Girl already is in a dominating position. Up in upgrades, up in supply. Undead Girl is at the point where she needs to start thinking about taking another base. So, unfortunately, there's just way too much Terran to attack into a siege position. And these D-Matrices are so good. These D-Matrices are so amazing. And there's the GG. Very well played, Undead Girl. Very well played. So who advanced from Group B? We're gonna take a break. grab some water, run to the bathroom, and we'll be back with more games. That was a great match. So one of the interesting things there is that Undead Girl did not, other than like a 3-tank attack with the first Vulture attack at Snaky Pouch 3rd, Undead Girl's tanks never left her side of the map. It was just Vulture run by smashing probes. Melina, BG, and Snaky Pouch. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Undead Girl put on a really, really good showing there, but did not manage to advance. Who were the two that did not advance? I wonder if Undead Girl was playing under a different name. Okay, yeah, so both Undead Girl and Snaky Pouch have advanced. We are super happy about it. They both put on a really, really good show. Like, that was a really, really good game. That was a really, really good game. We were not expecting a long macro game like that. That was awesome. And both of them played really well. And it does not surprise us at all that they both advanced. So here we are, Group C. Let's get this set up. We have Mono Matter as the Green Terran at 12 o'clock. And we have Attila saying good luck, have fun, as the Olive Terran at the bottom right. So we're actually going to give up trying to color code these at all, and we're just going to go with something lovely like purple. Because we can. How visible is that? Very visible. Okay, so this is going to be a Terran versus Terran. So this is our first Terran versus Terran. Terran versus Terran at that high level is absolutely our favorite matchup to watch, and one that we are trying to learn, so we are very excited to see what happens here. They both take their gas at basically the same time. Yeah, both of them are playing very, very well early on. Both of them are playing incredibly well early on. They're both matching each other perfectly. So next question is, what will they do? Will they go factory command center, factory, or factory starport? Those are the three options, and we'll see where both of them go. So both of them scouting at the exact same timing. That makes us think that they both really know what they're doing. So we are super excited for this. We are super excited for this. Okay, so we have factories being thrown down at exactly the same time. Exactly the same time. So Attila still has 3 on gas. Monomatter has 1 on gas. So that's a strong indication that Monomatter is going to be going for factory command center, and Attila is either going to be going for a second factory or for a starport. This is a setup for a second factory. So here we have 2 factories against a factory command center. So the next question is, what is Attila planning on producing out of here? It is entirely viable to go Vulture from each factory. Vulture Siege Tank is also another option. So we will see what comes out of there. And Monomatter is producing a Vulture. Very, very standard. And the command center should be coming down any instant. So Attila is going to be attacking Monomatter defending, and this is going to be really exciting. That is 1 dead SCV. Command center, and we'll see if the bunker starts coming down. A bunker will help a lot with defending this. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. This is 2 factory into an expand. This is 2 factory and a Vulture. An expansion with 2 add-ons. So a bunker is actually not needed right now. Well, this is being done a bit blind, so this is risky. If there's a siege tank if siege mode was coming right now, then that would be a real threat. Okay, so it looks like Monomatter's plan is just defend this with just mines. Mass Vulture and just mines. Whereas Attila is going for dual siege tanks. So we wonder what the plan for this Vulture speed is. Monomatter both the command centers are just about at the same time. Even SCV count. This is such a good game. This game is so close. Everything is becoming basically identically for both of these players. And the fact that they both taking they both have their natural secured has a real potential for this to be a macro game. We didn't hide that. Real potential for this to be a macro game, and the bases right here with these narrow ramps make this give all the gas bases being hit by the narrow ramp gives us a lot of potential for Vultures here. Oh, unfortunately, Monomatter's vultures are just dying. I wonder if siege mode is finished. We don't believe it is, but it could be. These vultures aren't laying... These vultures are dying without laying lines. It's really unfortunate. And Monomatter's tank is just getting wrecked. Monomatter has just lost too much here, we think. Yeah, Monomatter doesn't have anything popping out right now, so Monomatter has nothing to defend this. Very well played by Attila. Very well played by Attila. And there's the G. And there it is. GG. So there's Attila beating Monomatter. Did this go into tie breaks? Well, we'll see what we have here. It looks like this went into tie breaks. Or, no, this is still round 1. So here we have Mono against Fanta. And Mono has one victory. Mono has taken 1 victory in the group. So here you have Mono as a green Terran in the bottom right, and we have Fanta as the yellow Zerg in the top left. We are absolutely expecting Fanta to go for 12 hatch. That is the most standard. 9 pull is definitely a super aggressive option, but much more common is 12 hatch. And we see the Overlord. It could still be a 12 full, but that's highly unlikely. People need to yell at us to actually turn off this, because we keep forgetting. So this Overlord is heading down here. So this map is mirrored horizontally and vertically. A lot of maps use rotational symmetry. This one just is symmetrical across the 2 axes. And Zerg wants to place the Overlord over the natural. So the most natural place for the Zerg to send this is vertically on this map, no matter what spawn position you're in. There are other maps where you want to send it clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on where the naturals are, but in this map, you definitely want to do that. So this scouting timing is completely standard. We have completely standard hatchery timing, 12 hatch. We're gonna almost certainly see an 11 full. No, this is a 12 full. Fanta managed to sneak out an extra drone there. We don't know how the larva timing works out. Maybe that isn't an extra drone in practice. So it looks like Fanta is going to be going for 3 hatch. The build for that is 12 hatch, 11 pull, 13 hatch. And Fanta has not taken gas, which is a strong signal that there's going to be 3 hatch before gas. And right here you have the drone right ready to take that. 3 hatch was the meta for about 12 or 13 years. And then Terrans managed to figure out how to beat it with a 1-1-1 and the 5 racks. Both of these are incredibly hard to pull off at the RSL level. So we would not expect to see either of those. With Mono's build, Mono is sending a very strong signal that Mono has already started the command center. And that is a drone sacrificed. We don't know if the drone actually managed to see the command center, but it might have. And the SCV comes in and scouts 3 hatch before gas. So this could be 3-hatch Lurker, but much more common is 3-hatch Muta. And Mono can safely take the low ground hatch with these few Marines without a bunker, because Mono has scouted exactly how many Zerglings there are, and knows that there's no real threat there. There has started exactly on time. And Mono is going for 2 Racks Academy. This is the most standard thing in the world for Terran. 5 Racks is an optimization around of this. 5 Racks play is another option where you go Barracks, Engineering Bay, Academy, and that is designed to have a power spike exactly when the mutas hit, with +1 attack, stim finishing exactly as the mutas hit, the range soon on the way. But this is a much safer build, because 5 Racks is much more vulnerable to Zergling all-ins. And this is going to be fun. This is Bio. So Bio against Zerg is one of the most interesting things to watch. In almost every matchup, armies will trade approximately evenly. This is the one matchup where, depending on control, 2 even armies can clash, and one army can just obliterate the other. In the first 20 minutes of a game, Terran Marine and Medic against Zerg is the hardest thing. Marine Medic against Zerg versus Muta Micro versus Mutalisks is the hardest thing to control. So this is going to be a very, very micro-heavy game, where we watch to see how well everybody controls everything. Stim is on the way, Engineering Bay is on the way. Everything is happening super standardly. This is going to be super hype, because this is going to be entirely about who has the better Muta control. So this is a wall. This wall will be very, very strong against Zerglings. The weakness of this wall. So Fanta is going for 2 Sunkens early on. That is a solid defensive play. It is a very solid defensive play. There's a timing just before the mutas pop, where Zerg is very vulnerable and relying on Sunkens. There should be 9 mutas on the way. 9 mutas on the way, exactly as planned. So with these 9 mutas, Fanta is going to be grouping them with an Overlord to make them stack better. And everything is going exactly as planned. Neither of these players has had a single interruption this entire game. There have been no interruptions at all. Marine range is just about done, and the game starts. Both of these players have played brilliantly so far. Super solid macro game. And the game starts when the mutas hit the Terran base. That is when this game is going to start. So Mono has chosen to go for 4 barracks. 3 or 4 barracks into tech are both reasonable decisions here. And here we go, Muta Micro. How well can these players control this? Very, very difficult to control for both players. And how well each player controls is going to decide the game. It looks like Fanta is preparing to take a 3rd right now. So in this stage of the game, Zerg wants to take a 3rd base. If both players turtle, that's complicated. So Marine Medic right now is at this stage of the game is specifically designed to take map control. And Zerg is supposed to be turtling at this. Zerg is supposed to use these to push back the Terran army so that Zerg can take a 3rd, because Zerg needs a 3rd gas right now. And it looks like the Lurker aspect is well on the way, so these mutas are going to be transitioning out of these mutas very, very quickly. 3rd for Fanta is on the way. So the goal of Terran is the goal of Zerg is to take a 3rd base. The goal of Terran is to prevent Zerg from taking a 3rd base. And Terran wants to have these Marines and Medic move across and try and kill the third. And the mutas are designed to try and stop that. So with Mono just staying in their base, this is great for Zerg. This is great for Zerg. Zerg is going to get 2 lurkers. 2 lurkers on top of these ramps is unbreakable. 2 lurkers on top of the ramps is just unbreakable for Terran right now. So Zerg has completely succeeded right now. Zerg has the dream opening. This is the dream opening for Zerg right now. And Zerg just needs a couple lurkers at Zerg's main. Ooh, Zerg... Fanta actually moved all 4 lurkers to the third. So Fanta is not going to have any lurkers here. These lurkers are starting now, but they might not be in time. This is going to be really close. And scanners are almost at full energy. This is going to be really, really, really close. Okay, Mono is on a strict timer right now. Mono does not know how close those are to finishing. So, with the lurker egg, Mono could have just broken that. Mono could have just broken that. This is wonderful for Fanta. This is the dream opening for Zerg. And Zerg wants to... Zerg is already... Oh wow, Fanta's Hive is already done. So at this stage of the game, Fanta wants to get Defilers out so that Fanta can just turtle. So Mono's goal right now is to get vessels out. Mono's gonna need a science facility and a control tower here, so we are waiting on that. And then to get irradiated. That is the most important thing in this game right now. And there we go. There they are. +1 armor is not started yet. Have any Zerg upgrades started yet? No, it does not. Wow, that's a Greater Spire. That is a Greater Spire. So these mutas are going to morph into Guardians and just start attacking right here. And they're going to be quite effective. At this stage of the game, unfortunately Mono's gas mining is a bit off because of the turret. And Mono only has 1 on gas. Which is very unfortunate since Mono really needs vessels right now. Mono? This tank really does not like that barracks. What? What? Mono cancelled... Oh, Mono must have made 2 science facilities. So are there Defilers in the way? So we're watching for these 2 morphed into mutas, into Guardians. And this lurker is here to defend. These lurker and the Sunken are here to defend against drops. Are there actually lurkers here? Yes, there's a couple lurkers there. And the Defiler is out. Is Consume done? Is Consume done? Consume is done. Consume is done. So the Defiler has to consume a Zergling, put up a Dark Swarm, and this position is unbreakable. This position is entirely unbreakable right now. And the first vessel has just started. Irradiate has not yet started. Plague has started. Oh, this is so good. This is so good for Fanta right now. Just lay out a Dark Swarm and... Nothing Terran has right now can attack lurkers into Dark Swarm. So if Zerg placed a Dark Swarm right here and just moved the lurkers out, Terran would have to run. And there's a Nidus connecting both bases. And the Guardians are here. The Guardians are here just wrecking everything. The Dark Swarm is there wrecking everything. It is 52 workers to 22 SCVs. Mono has played this brilliantly. Fanta has played this brilliantly. The Natural is not mining at all. Mono is on a real timer now, and this army is so hard to control. This army is so hard to control. Where are the medics? Where are the medics? Wait, are there not any medics with this? Unfortunately, Mono was low on gas the entire time, so... Fanta has a massive, massive advantage right now. Especially with the command center just straight up dying. Irradiate. Is Irradiate finished? We don't know. Amusingly, the Sunkens can't hit the Marines under there. The tank's splash damage will still hit underneath. Those Sunkens are entirely unimportant at this stage of the game, and Fanta is taking the fourth. So Mono is on a real timer. This is basically the only army that Mono is going to get, because these Guardians are just going to snipe everything that comes out. So once these Lurkers get under this swarm and burrow... Ooh! Ooh, the swarm runs out at just the wrong time. Ooh! This is Mono's chance. This is Mono's chance. Everything going wrong for Fanta with this defense. The Dark Swarms ran out at just the wrong time. Wow! Wow! This was the only way that Mono could have done it. Mono with the desperation attack in a losing position, and might make this work. Defiler's on the way. Defiler's on the way. It's okay that Mono lost the natural. If Mono can just defend the main, then Mono is... Or if Fanta can defend the main, then Fanta is good. Thank you for the follow. The Beer Jesus, very, very much... Or thank you for the host, The Beer Jesus, very much appreciated. So, at this point, these Defilers... There we go, there's a swarm. If the Lurker can burrow, this is held. This is held. That single Lurker will hold. There are no science vessels left on the map. There are no science vessels left on the map at all. That single Lurker will hold Infinity Terran units right now. Some of the tech is going down, but that's fine. Okay, that's actually one way that this could be lost. Yeah. Yeah, that Lurker would have held it. Fanta looking in trouble there. But at the same time, Fanta is just... These 5 Guardians have done so much. And Mono is getting close to mined out. There's a new Defiler mound being made. There's a new Hydra Den over there, which is great. And Mono's gonna lose all these SCVs, and the base is almost mined out, so... This is Mono's last army. These Guardians won Fanta the game. These Guardians straight up won Fanta the game. That's fine that the turret's hitting it. Even if that one dies, there's gonna be no SCVs left over. Is there a new Defiler mound being put down? There is a new Defiler mound being put down. And there's a bunch of Ultras, and they have chitinous plating. Mono is at 5 SCVs now. Not mining. Base is in tatters. This has been a really, really good game. Hello, Kagita. This has been a... No, there's no reason for either player to call GG. Mono gets to attack with this army. Mono gets to attack with this army. And try and hit down the third. Mono should absolutely not GG until this army is destroyed. Mono has a chance. Mono, after that attack, Mono could just break the Zerg. That's not likely with the current supplies, but Mono does not know how much Zerg has. Mono absolutely should be just running around and trying to kill the Zerg. No more units being produced for Mono. 4 SCVs left. 3 SCVs left, all right here. This command center could float somewhere else and try and take a base. And Fanta is taking another third at Mono's natural. What an amazing place to be taking that. 2-1 upgrades. That is super solid. Against 1-0. But a Dark Swarm will be put down here, and that'll be the end of the game. As soon as the Dark Swarm goes down, these Guardians absolutely want to Fanta the game. Without these Guardians, there's the GG. As soon as the Dark Swarm goes down, that is the GG. So very, very well played. Very, very well played, Fanta. The only real mistake that Fanta made there was just Fanta played basically perfectly, other than not having the Dark Swarm there, other than missing a Dark Swarm. So one error, and that was that. And it looks like we have tiebreakers. So we have Fanta versus Rue. Let's get this set up. Let's get these names set up. So Fanta versus Rue. Gonna hide this. So you have Buckhip as Olive Terran in the top right, and Fanta as the yellow Zerg in the bottom right. Fanta played last game amazingly, so we are super excited to see Fanta play another TVC. We are getting hungry, so we're gonna grab ourselves this little snack to munch on as we cast. Dried strawberries, if anybody is wondering. So we're gonna take this opening as a chance to just eat a little snack. So what we're looking for here is Bach going to go for mech or bio, and is Fanta going to go for a 3-hatch again? At this level, people normally don't have that wide of a build repertoire, so we'd expect Fanta to just go for 3-hatch again. That is a misclick from Fanta. Fanta making a second Overlord. That's unfortunate. That's gonna set Fanta's build reasonably far behind. Fanta's going to be down a drone, and this hatchery is going to be late. So Fanta played amazingly last time, but it's already behind. It's going to be a bit behind economically just from that. And here we have Bach. Bach is going to be going bio again. We really want to get our make a commentary better, and for that we need to learn the game better, and we need to do that just by playing. Just playing the game more is the way that we'll get better at commentary. So this is Polyploid. A very, very big map. If you look, there's 16 expansions hidden across the spread across the world, across the map, across the world. So yeah, here we have Fanta going for the same 3-hatch, and we have the exact same build as last time. We have the same build as last time. Wait, these are these the same players as last time? We wonder if this is because it's the same olive Terran. Yes, map making is good. Map making helps keep the game alive. So much wonderful stuff that you can do. Yeah, so we're actually wondering if this is the same Terran as last time. We actually do not know. Does anybody want to look at Group C and see what the players are? See what the names of the 4 players are? Because we really want to know if these are the same 2 players as last time or not. Pentagon for basically the same thing. Thank you for the follow, Humble. Very, very much appreciated. We hope that your day is going amazingly. Does anybody want to tell us who is in Group C? What the names of the 4 players are? Because we're really trying to figure out. Oh, wow. Wow, look at this. Look at this. This is actually the 5 racks build. This is actually the 5 racks build. So knowing that Fanta is going for 3 hatch before layer, 3 hatch before a gas. The core of this build is that you can get a much earlier +1 attack upgrade going. The +1 attack upgrade is the core of this build. Of going eBay before racks, second racks. Thank you for the follow, Draconog. Very, very much appreciated. The Sunguns are really well placed. Don't want to get busted. Really, really good drone count. 6 lings out there. Spire getting close to done. Okay, so this engineering bay was built super early. Engineering bay was built super early. The turrets are built super early, and we wonder if we just missed Octave not scouting. Because the early eBay was used to make early turrets rather than going for the early +1. Okay, then yes. This is almost certainly the same person. We thought it might be because they chose the same color. Olive Terran again. This is great. These lings are doing so much damage. And Bach is not bringing SCVs, not bringing Marines back. Oh, the Marines are out on the map trying to do an attack. And the Mutas have just cleaned them up. This is just not working out. There's a ton of turrets at the natural. Let's see how these mutas do here. 6 mutas cannot fight all of this. Nine can. Oh, this is looking great for Fanta. Fanta's in a really, really amazing position. Fanta's in a really, really solid position. And taking the third behind all this? This is great. This is great. And the Muta's just... A lot of the Muta's dying. Ooh, and gets the repair in the turret before it dies. But this is 31 drones against 21 SCVs. This is a wonderful position for Zerg. Fanta's in a great position. Lurker aspect on the way. Let's see where Terran's tech is at. We do not see a factory yet. So that's going to be incredibly late science vessel. Meanwhile, Fanta is already on their way to 5. These mutas can't do anything. 4 mutas can't do anything anymore. They're just going to sit around and be cute for most of the game. Oh no! No! This is Fanta. These might become Guardians again. That would be so good. That would be so good if this became Guardians again. Because the Guardians won Fanta the game last time. The weirdest video game creature that we think is cute. We're gonna go and not a video game creature, but we watched Lord of the Ring, The Fellowship of the Ring, recently, and we saw the Nazgul, like, it's so cute, it's so cute! Because the Nazgul really are cute. Okay, this is gonna do so much. This is gonna just be, this is gonna do so much damage. All the Marines aren't there, so... But there's no lurkers here. This is an all-in attack. This is an all-in attack. Oh, this attack actually could have broken it. This attack could have broken the position if they'd all come in at the same time. There we go. 2 summons against 2 medics. The medics win. Medics win. Let's see if the lurkers can burrow. Let's see if the lurkers can burrow. The Zerglings are buying enough time for the lurkers to burrow. This is held. Very well done. No Raider Spire this time. Wow, the Zerglings are still alive. The Zerglings are still alive. They did so much damage. It's 43 against 20 SCVs. Fanta is in an even more dominating position than last time. Pickle Bunnies increased cuteness. Hell yes. So... This is Fanta's game to lose at this point. Fanta has a Greater Spire going into Pilar Mound. So 4 Guardians are coming out. There's a factory. Is there a starport yet? Is there a starport yet? Let's see how Bach does against the Guardians this time. See how Bark does against Guardians this time. At this point, we think a Wraith would be good to destroy the Guardians. So we're just gonna stay there and watch what's happening. The Greater Spire is done. Guardians are coming in any instant now. And unless there's a Wraith, those Guardians are just gonna wreck everything. Bach is scanning for the 3rd this time. Does not want to be caught out, not knowing where the 3rd is again. And here are the Guardians incoming. No Wraith. No science vessels on the way. There's absolutely nothing that can stop the Guardians. There's 3 lurkers on top of the ramp. The 4th is gonna get taken down, but it doesn't matter. These guardians are just won the game. These guardians are going to win the game. There's nothing on the map that can stop them. Even if they fly into turrets a bit, nothing will stop them. Siege tanks to the sky. And there's no vessel. Yeah, well, very, very well played, Panda. Panda just took complete control of this game and managed to win very decisively. We are very excited to see more Fanta in this tournament. And these Zerglings are just going to win the rest. There's nothing building, this is it. Incredibly, incredibly well played Fanta. And there was the final attack. GG. Incredibly, incredibly well played. And now we have Attila versus Fanta. Oh wow. We get to see Fanta again. So Attila beat Mono, so we're super excited to see this. Attila was looking so strong, so strong with the timing. So we're expected to see another 3-hatch from Fanta, which is very, very strong. In the RSL, we'd almost say that 3-hatch is probably stronger than 2-hatch. Because 3-hatch was the standard for so long for a reason, and Terrans came up with very specific counters, which are highly unlikely that anybody at the RSL level is going to be doing the specific counters. So if we were playing Zerg in this tournament, we'd absolutely go in 3-hatch. So right now they're talking about trying to figure out if there's any lag and what to do about it. We know that Fanta is going to be going 3-hatch. 3-hatch meta almost certainly. At this level, players typically have one game that they know. One build that they know. There are absolutely exceptions, but that's the general rule. And right now we're going to find out whether Attila is going to go mech or not. This SCV builds gas, and here we have mech. So it's going to be 3-hatch mutas against factory, command center, and then, so what we're expecting from Attila is to build a factory, and then a command center, 2 more factories, and then engineering bay. Attila is going to be trying to hit about a 5:20 timing to start the engineering bay. So what you're going to see is Attila is going to have 3 on gas, almost certainly, and then at 88 gas, Attila is going to pull 1 off gas, another off gas, and then 3rd HCV is going to be pulled off gas to make a hatchery. So this HCV is going to be pulled towards minerals. Nope. Never mind. Attila might even be going 2 factory. Attila might be going 2 factory here. Oh, that's right, Attila didn't pull off gas in. against Terran either. Fanta's third hatchery is a little bit late. Ooh, is this doing what we think it's doing? Yes. Okay, so Fanta's going 3 hatch at 3 different bases. So this is basically the same build, only, So at this point, we believe that this is a tiebreaker match. So they played against each other, so they both know each other's builds. So knowing that there's mech, Fanta is opt to be super greedy, and abusing the fact that Terran will not be able to hit Zerg for a while. So the next big decision for Attila is 1 vulture or 3 vultures. And that'll be decided by a supply depot next, or an armory next. One vulture. So Attila will not be hitting anything at all anytime soon. The Sunken covers all this. The Sunken is there to block the vulture. Absolutely necessary. And the Zergling is there to just mess up the vulture pathing. Oh, you do not want to be doing this. That is actually very impactful. Because Attila did that, Attila had to build a bunker. And then Attila also lost the units to switch to Scout. So Attila is playing blind. Attila does not know. Right now, Fanta could switch to Zergling all in. Okay, so Fanta is replying with Hydras, not Mutas. Attila is going Goliaths and is upgrading armor. Armor is great because armor fights well against Hydras and Mutas. 2 Zerg options here. So Terran is going to get scans really, really late. So that Vulture is really important to see if there's anything coming across the map. So because that Vulture died, there's going to be an SCV that's going to be planted around here. This SCV is going to be planted around here, and is going to scout everything. And the Zergling might just catch it and say, nope. If that were the Vulture, it would work. Unfortunate. That could have been great. So Hydra speed is finished. Hydra range incoming. Unfortunately, Hydra's are going to have a really hard time breaking a bunker. And there's not very many Hydras. They're both even in work. They're even in work count. They're even in supply. Go Super SCV! So Hydra's only do 5. It takes 12 Hydra shots to kill an SCV. So if these SCVs are repairing the bunker, there's just not anything that can be done. But there's no SCVs in position to repair it. So an attack right now could just snipe the bunker before Attila reacts. And Fanta going for a 4th hatchery behind this. And a 5th. Wow. Okay. So Fanta is playing this really close to Zerg versus Protoss. Which is smart, because Mass Hydra and Zerg versus Protoss is something that Fanta would know really, really well. This is going to be really interesting to see where they go. So Attila has built a bunch of turrets. Unfortunately, Mutas are not coming, but we will see what happens here. And this is just mass Hydra. Fortunately, against +1 armored Goliaths by the time they attack, it looks like. Although, Fanta has a 3rd. So Fanta might not even be attacking. Ooh, there we go. There we go. The bunker goes down with no problem at all whatsoever. I'm not sure that the Hydras are going to be able to bust this. They might. Oh, nope. There we go. There we go. This is a Hydra bust. Hydra bust against Terran. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. Fanta has just won the game. Or at least put themselves in a very, very dominant position. GG. GG. And we believe that that's all in Group C. So, can anybody in chat tell us who advanced from Group C? We're gonna grab some water, run to the bathroom, and then we'll be back with the Group D. Yep, we totally have a DDR pad in the background. It's awesome. Maniacal found us that and somebody moving away. So does anybody know, can anybody tell us who won Group C? We don't want to look at it just because we don't want to spoil ourselves. Thank you. Fanta and Attila advanced. That is really awesome. We are really happy about that. Both Fanta and Attila are looking so strong. We would say that Fanta or Attila are both candidates to take down the tournament. We'd say that out of everybody that we've watched so far, those are definitely the strongest players. Okay, so we have 3 slow Zerg relays. This is going to be a ZVZ. To quote Tasteless, it's a knife fight on rollerblades. This is going to be fast and furious. So over here we have does that fit? Kind of. Mostly. Yeah, we said those both names both mostly fit. This is gonna be Fast and Furious. So we have Slow Zerg as the gray Zerg in the top right, and we have Burger King in the bottom left as the purple Zerg. So there are three main openings against in ZVZ: 12 hatch, 12 pole, and 9 pole. And classically, 12 pole beats 9 pole because 12 pole is out in time to defend by 9 pole, make a stronger economy. 12 hatch beats 12 pole for the same reason, and 9 pole beats 9 pole beats 12 hatch because he needs to kill a hatchery. So Slow Zerg has gone for an extractor trick, making the extractor and then cancelling it to eke out an extra drone. And is going to go for a 10 hatch. That is an interesting build. That is not something we've ever seen before. We'd guess to the advantage of a 10 hatch, or 9 or 10 hatch. So what that does is, if you're going against an aggressive build, it'll have your second hatchery done sooner, which will give you more opportunities to defend. For example, against Protoss. Good night. Hope you have amazing sleeps. If you're against Protoss and you know that they're going to 2 gate, then you can go for 9 hatch so you can get an earlier sunken out. So Burger King has gone for 12 pool into a hatchery in base. So in this matchup, it's really, really important to watch the drone count. So it looks like Slow Zerg is going to have the earlier gas. Is going to have the earlier layer. So this is they're both going to be really, really low drone count the entire time. So Burger King is making 6 Zerglings. And Slow Zerg is also responding with a bunch of Zerglings. Ooh. Slow Zerg is actually interesting. Slow Zerg is actually just going for Zergling speed. We see. It looks like Slow Zerg might be going for a Zergling all-in. Yeah, Slow Zerg is going for a Zergling all-in. That's what the build is. That is what the build is. Not mining any gas, not going to get getting a lair. Burger King will be getting Mutas soon. Hello, Artanis. How are you? Hope that you're doing well. Hope that everybody's doing well. So Slow Zerg is absolutely on a timer right now. Zergling speed. So Slow Zerg is going to have a much earlier Zergling speed. And slow Zerglings are just going to be wrecked by fast Zerglings. Fast Zerglings get to choose when to engage. But Burger King does have an extra hatchery, so Burger King will be matching the Zergling count. Yep, this is just continuing to go Zerglings. Unfortunately, Slow Zerg is just behind in Zerglings now. Burger King's Zerglings are just about finished. Ling speed is just about finished. But it's not finished. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the deciding moment. This is the attack that can win Slow Zerg the game. This is Slow Zerg's only chance to win. Slow Zerg is all in now. We'll see if Slow Zerg manages it. Every Zergling counts right now, so every Zergling that Slow Zerg manages to take down is huge. Okay, Ling speed versus Ling speed. The Spire. Slow Zerg is continuing to just go Zergling all in. Really, really interesting build. So we're just going to highlight the Spire, and then just watch this fight. And look, there's another dozen Zerglings popping right now. The Spire, watch the fight, watch the Spire build. This is Slowzerg's one time to win the game. And it looks like it just worked. It looks like it just worked. There's no sunk in here. There's no sunk in here to defend. But all the Zerglings are taken out. All the Zerglings are taken out. But all the minerals are being forced to put into Zerglings. Burger King can't make a Muta. Burger King can't make a Muta. Slowzerg has done it with his Ling Iron. That was a really, really exciting build. In need of a roller coaster? Wait. Sorry, we don't understand Artanis. So we're actually going to take off the scores. Oh, co-caster. Oh hell yes. Oh, why the fuck did we say we saw a roller coaster? Yeah, we're totally down for a co-caster. We're gonna keep going for a while. We will join voice in the RSL Discord. Oh yes, US West. So this is the game name. Let's. God damn it, we just missed the player's name even when we just had it. We're trying to set this up. So we're gonna hide these. We still Slowzerg. We have 3 Slowzerg replays here. And we have another ZVZ. Want to cast it in voice in the RSL Discord, or do you want to cast in voice just through a private call? Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
We are doing wonderfully.
So, chat, if you could let us know how the audio is, that would be fantastic.
Yep, we are fiddling with that right now. Can you say something again?
Something.
Okay, this sounds like it should be well balanced.
Alright, I am trying to search for the game.
Oh, we misspelled Ellie. It's with 2 L's.
Ah. Alright. There we go. Yeah. How do I join a password game? Because it says it's grayed out for me when I'm trying to join.
Ooh. Interesting. 1 2 3 4 5. Password is 1 2 3 4. Let's try that.
Alright. Hold on. Ah, there.
And that doesn't work, it's your turn. There we go.
I got it.
So we are joined by Artanis, and thank you so much for joining us, and let's go.
Yeah, of course. I hear a tiny bit of echo.
Okay, we'll turn you down again. hear echo now?
Testing, testing. That seems to be fine.
The other option would be we try and avoid putting in headphones unless we need to, but we should probably
No
just
worries.
do that now.
Alright, so we have another ZBZ here. For anyone who is unfamiliar with the matchup, it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors in terms of the opening builds. You've got the 9 pool, you've got 12 pool, and you've got 12 hatch. And 9 pool is supposed to be 12 hatch, but be slightly behind against 12 pool. 12 pool gets you ahead of 9 pool, but behind on 12 hatch, and of course 12 hatch should die to 9 pool, but beats 12 pool. So we'll see what these players are planning on doing.
So last time Slowzerg planned a very interesting all-in. We did an extractor trick into a 10 hatch, into a Zergling all-in, and it worked.
10 hatch is quite uncommon, I don't really see much of
And
it.
here we go, it's happening again. So Slowzerg is going to go for a Ling all-in, and let's see how well Galua can hold it.
Yeah, so I see that Slowzerg is scouting over the natural. Generally, what you want to do is you want to scout the opposite direction of the natural, because that way you get to scout the opponent's natural first. So if they are relatively close positions, it means that you get to know that they're going for an expansion early.
So this is circuit breakers with not rotational symmetry. So Slowzerg is scouting the correct direction for finding the other natural.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, it's Galula who is
Yeah, Galula is scouting
really
the
right.
interesting direction, and
Yeah. So we've got I think it was a 12 pool from Galula going into an extractor. And yeah, those are going the same build as he did last time. So he doesn't have a gas just yet, getting one now. So it is likely that he indeed will go for that Ling all-in
here's an
again.
interesting question. You are Slowzerg. You know that you're going for an all-in. Do you want to send your overlord the wrong direction intentionally, so that your opponent, to reduce the chance that your opponent knows where you are, to make them scout it as late as possible?
I'm not really sure how that would work out with the timings of the links reaching your opponent's base, so I'm not sure about that.
Because what can happen is if they're both scouting this so-called correct direction, then the overlords could pass each other and reveal the locations really early. And if you're going for a Ling all-in, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That both players know where the others are.
Like, I don't think it's that easy to spot for an overlord whether you're going all in or not until they scout your gas and see that you're pulling it out of your gas. And I think that's irrelevant of where you send your overlord, so that shouldn't matter too much. But it looks like he's actually not pulling out of gas this
Slowzerg
time.
might actually continue into lair. Oh no,
Yeah.
there's a pull.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a
Go ahead.
second. We kind of want to rewind this, and we almost want to rewind this and see if that was only pulled off after. We wish that we could. We wish
After
we
the
seen if the
Overlord left.
Overlord saw that.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so Slowzerg is likely going to go for the Ling flood again.
Ooh, and that's
So his goal is
the first
Yeah.
circling down for Galula.
Yeah. So yeah, his entire build is geared on getting as many links out as possible as early as possible. His drone count is only at 9, and Galula is responding correctly by building a sunken in his mineral line.
That sunken is going to do a lot.
Also, the spawning pool makes the drones here slightly ineffective. Like, you want to put it on the left side generally of the extractor, so that's a tip for next time.
Does the sunken cover the spire there?
Oh, that spire is really exposed. I would want to put it a little bit on the side of the sunken, yeah. I don't know if it covers it, but it looks like Galula's trying to hold the ramp. And I like that because you can trade efficiently there. So that's a good thing. But he does need to go down this ramp. Okay, and the fight is going...
Retreating to the sunken is a
Okay,
good
he's
idea.
backing up a bit. Yeah. In this case, definitely. The fight's happening, and I think Galula's going to hold pretty easily here, so Slowzerg's going to have to back up a bit. He's going to make more and more links.
And Galula's Overlord is going in to scout exactly what's going on in Slowzerg's main with all these lings.
exactly. Yeah, so in ZVZ, generally you don't really build drones anymore as soon as the spawning cools on. And here we go. It's going to attack against Closer, but I don't think it's going to be able to break Galula.
No, the Sunken is doing so much.
Oh yeah, and Galula only hold a little bit longer. The Spire's already at 515 HP. It's going to be completed soon, and he's going to go for the drones, which I really like. Getting 2 drones. Is he going to get more? No, he's not going to get more. But right now, Slowzerg needs to throw down an evolution chamber and start building spore colonies so that he can keep on the aggression, because he's going to be in a lot of trouble soon. And there he goes, the evolution chamber. That's good.
And there's a lone Nidoq popping.
So
Slowzerg does have a path out of this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like this could actually, this is the start of your average Hive ZVZ, where one player has gone into an expansion but did not. Oh, hold on. Slowzerg is getting some more damage done and is not going to get another drone, I don't think. But he does remove a lot of the mining. Oh, he does get another drone. That's pretty good. But yeah, he's not going to be able to kill Galula. Yeah, wow, that was really good by
Slowzerg behind this made 3 more drones.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to stop the aggression now. He's only got 1 spore colony in the main base and doesn't really cover the whole mineral line. But okay, now he's making the second one. So the reason these games can turn into a Hive game is because Slowzerg is going to be building spores. So Galula, even though he's going to have the superior immune count, is not going to be able to kill Slowzerg outright. And that means that Slowzerg can tech up and he can go into Hive if he wants to and gets another drone.
And this creep colony finishes.
Yeah, so Slowzerg can tech up pretty slowly, just get some drones out, and yeah, this is going to be, this could be a bit of a longer game now.
And the spawning pole position is going to really start to matter now. Slowzerg ahead in drones, ahead in the hatchery.
Yeah. So what Galula could do, I think, to fix this is build a structure to the right of the extractor. Like that should be able to fix it. But yeah, so Slowzerg is just going to build nothing but drones. And I don't think Galula is going to be able to break it. What he could do is make a surprise number of lings, because I don't think Slowzerg is making many more lings. But the best option he can go for is just making a bunch of drones, sniping all the overlords that are out on the map, and then going for his own expansion.
Slowzerg is aware of this, and Slowzerg is making 6 more lings. Slowzerg is... We're really impressed. This wasn't just a ling all in. Slowzerg has a path out of this, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely exactly what he's supposed to do. Like, he's not mining any gas, which I like, because he can just focus on drone production right now. There's no rush for him to get into Midas, because the economy for Galula is really weak. If he had a natural expansion and a second geyser, he could make enough Midas to bust these spores, but he definitely will not have that kind of economy, so Slowzerg can just power out on drones right now. Even getting another Sunken to defend against
This is
Nolan.
amazing play by Slowzerg.
Yeah, doing really well. So now Galula's going to look to try and get some damage done, but it's going to be really hard against this amount of spores.
Barely gets that out.
Yeah, the best thing he can do right now is make drones, get a hatchery at the natural base, and yeah, go from there. His gas income is actually quite high right now.
And there's another overlord that Galula can kill.
Yeah, that is definitely something he's going to want to do.
Slowzerg looks like they might be at the point where they're ready to start building gas again.
Yeah. Oh, Slowzerg is building a second evolution chamber. I'm not sure if that was an accident and he wanted to build a hybrid then, or if he's trying to build a wall. But I like the idea of a wall in any case. So I think the positioning there is really good.
Really powerful wall.
Oh yeah, like it's going to be really hard to send in Zerglings in there.
Going down.
Yeah, okay, Slowzerg is playing super safe right now, and he even gets a scouting link into the base, sees that there's a second colony there. I'm not sure if he saw that earlier.
Slowzerg was able to play so safe because Slowzerg's Overlord was alive over Galula's Natural for so long.
So, right now, as Galula, what I would do is pull out of the gas. He's got 800 gas right now. Make a bunch of drones and get an expansion up. that would be his best play, because what he needs to do is be able to catch up in the economy. He's currently down twice the drone count, so Slow Zerk could even go into Hydras here and probably overpower.
The hatchery's going down in the main rather than at the second gas.
Oh, I am not... Yeah, that is problematic, because that's not going to increase his gas count in the long term, because in the short term, he definitely doesn't need another geyser, but in the long term, you're going to want that to be able to keep up with the Muta production if the game proceeds into Muta versus Muta.
Yeah, Slow Zerg is going to be ahead in gas really soon for Muta versus Muta.
Yeah.
And now Slow Zerg might actually go into Hydra.
Yeah, I think Slow Zerg can do either. He's so much richer than Galois. He's got more than double the drone count. It's looking really good for him. The only thing is, I think he can start mining some gas now. He hasn't moved his drones into the extractors yet, so he's getting a lot of minerals in now, but he doesn't have any gas to really make it work. And
4
there you go.
hatcheries before gas. This is going to be really exciting. This is...
Yeah.
Oh no, these Mutas are going to have a bad time.
Oh, yeah, the Mutas try to take out some drones. They get one, but they lose the Muta in turn, so that's not really the best trade. So, yeah, we're really just looking at Galila right now and hoping that he makes
the den.
Expansion.
There's the den. We're going to see Hydras.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see Hydras. Yeah. So, the reason Hydras generally aren't made in ZBZ is that they really die hard to Zerglings and Mutas, because the Zerglings deal really well with Hydras. So until you can get lurkers out, they are not that great. But given that Slow Zerg has such an economical advantage, he's got 30 drones against 12 drones, he can just outproduce Galila in Hydras. And
moving for Hydra range before Hydra move speed.
Yeah, that suggests to me that he's going to try and stay a bit more passive and use them mostly to deter the Mutas rather than go in for an attack immediately. He's also getting Carapace and missile attacks.
That was a long-term plan in there.
Yeah.
And Galileo taking their natural. So you're 3 hatchets against 4. This is an incredibly late game ZVZ.
Oh yeah. I'm just really worried about Galileo's drone count right now. He's making more Zerglings, but he's only got 11 drones. And he's attacking right now with the Mutas and the Zerglings, trying to overpower these Hydras. So he's definitely going to be able to get the Hydras, but he's going to need to run into the Zerglings into the main base to the fight here, because otherwise they're all going to go down. Yeah, but they're just going to die. They're going to get a sunken colony for their troubles, but that was a very costly attack. Oh, they're not even going to get the sunken. Yeah, if you're Slow Zerg right now, you're feeling really good. You just scouted he doesn't have a natural as well. There's one Zergling on the natural base. I am very much impressed with how Slow Zerg is playing.
Impressed. Slow Zerg is playing a very non-standard style and playing it amazingly. Slow Zerg is saying that they probably don't have the meter micro that pros do, so they're going to go and build their own style. And it's working really well.
Mm-hmm.
Galileo's going with a massive attack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot of Zerglings. But, like, personally, I feel like the main mistake Galileo has made this game is just not producing enough drones after Slow Zerg gave up the attack, and not pulling out the geyser. I think if he did that, this game would have been very competitive.
And the hatchery in the main rather than the second gas.
Yes. But here we go, Link Flood. I think Links are definitely the good idea against Hydras here, and he's going to get a pretty okay trade. But you're going to need more than that if you are 13 drones against 30.
And there's a free 2
and some Overlord. Yeah. Thankfully, in a weird way, he lost enough that the Overlords don't really matter. So he's still going to be fine, but yeah, Galileo's fine. Yeah, Galileo is not going to be happy right now, and it looks like Slow Zerg is going to move across the map. So Galileo is making a lot of Zerglings right now to try and deal with it, which I definitely think is the correct choice. If Slow Zerg wants to be go ahead.
He's just going to cancel out the +1 armor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So if Slow Zerg wants to be 100% safe, what he could do before he moves out is go into lurkers. Because if you add 2 lurkers there, the Zerglings suddenly do nothing anymore. That's something to think about, but he definitely doesn't need that. He's got such an overpowering amount of Hydras, and he's going to go and attack Galar right now.
We see, this is a 1-1 timing.
Yes, it is. So these Zerglings are... Okay, they have +1 melee, so they're still going to do 5 damage, but they're going to take a bit more damage from the Hydras than they normally would.
What a game. A 1-1 timing in ZVZ. We have never seen a game
this is a very uncommon part. Yeah, and here we go. The Hydras are moving in. The Zerglings are not going to have a good time against this. They're going to run onto the ram, but that means the Nash's going to go down. Okay, the Zerglings are going to come in, but there's just an overwhelming amount of Hydras, and I think this is the beginning of the end for Galila.
Galila also making Hydras, but too late. Very, very well played by Slowzerg. What a treat of a game.
Oh yeah, very interesting game. Actually, I really like that he went into Hydras. I would have loved to see Lurkers though. Because Lurkers, if your opponent is going into ground, are just so strong. And yeah, it looks like Galileo will not be able to defend against this onslaught of Hydra list. Very well played.
We're so happy that we get to cast this.
Yeah.
GG.
And there's the GG.
And without Slowzerg... Well, no, Slowzerg hasn't secured advancing. Slowzerg has won 2 games in a row.
Very nice.
So let's see Slowzerg versus Slayer. Slayer and Awesome Terran. Slayer goes Mech versus Zerg. So we're gonna get to see Mech versus Zerg.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. See if we see your 5 Factory Goliath.
That is what we were expecting. That is 100% what we were expecting. And we'll see how Slowzerg managed to handle that.
Alright, so we have Slayer, the green Terran, spawning at the bottom left, facing off against Slowzerg at the top right. As the tan Zerg, light blue.
Gray?
Okay, gray works. So yeah, it looks like we're on electric circuits again. So what are you expecting from these players? You mentioned that you expect Slayer to go for a 5 Factory Goliath build. I'm wondering, are we going to see another 10 hatch from Slowzerg?
That would be really interesting. With how well Slowzerg was doing Hydroplay and macroing, we'd expect Slowzerg to either go 2 hatch muta or 3 hatch muta, like standard. Slowzerg has showed that they can absolutely play a standard game and live in a macro game.
Oh yeah, and it looks like we're going to see the extractor trick again, so it looks like this is really Slowzerg's preferred starting game position. So let's see if he goes for another early Link Flood or if he's going to do something else.
And this could absolutely just work against it could absolutely just win against Mech, because Mech has kind of a vulnerable spot.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. So we see Slowzerg going for a drone scout. Oh yeah, but he just does it with an extractor trick. Interesting. So Slayer looks like he's going to go into a factory before he expands, getting the refinery together with the barracks. He should have 100 gas when everything is said and done. So interesting. Slowzerg just always goes for extractor trick.
Really, really early. So. And Slayer scouting at about the time that you would expect, so that's going to hurt Slowzerg's economy a little bit, and we'll see what Slowzerg does next.
Yeah, so it's getting the spawning pool. We'll see when his gas timing is. If he builds another drone, I would expect him to go 3 hatch rather than 2 hatch, but we will see when his gas timing is. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go into 4 hatches.
And 3 Hatch is a super solid build at RSL level. It's incredibly at the pro level. It's countered by 2 very specific builds, neither of which are really seen at this level. Oh no, this is 2 Hatch. 2 Hatch into gas. Ooh, that is actually a super solid idea against mech. Yeah, Slow Zerg. When we saw Slow Zerg's first 10 hatch into Ling All In, we thought that Slow Zerg was just gonna plan to cheese at most games. The Slow Zerg pulled off an amazing macro game, and Slow Zerg is playing for a very long game. Yeah. Like, at this stage of the game, you don't really need more than that APM unless you're spamming. And look at the hydrogen making SimCity. We would actually expect just hydras to come. This is against mech, so we would expect them not to be morphed into lurkers and just held as hydras. And okay, so our speech being desynced from video is something that happens pretty regularly on our stream. We haven't been able to figure out how to stop it. Oh, you can't hear Artanis, huh? That's not good. We're using XSplit. Say something again. Okay, you're absolutely lighting up when you're saying something on ours. No, we're hearing you fine. There's absolutely no reason that we can see that would cause that. Yeah, we have no idea why you wouldn't be able to hear Artanis, and have you been able to hear it? Were you able to hear Artanis at some point? So while we've been trying to fix audio issues, Slayer has gone up to three racks or 3 factories. It's pumping out, and it's not building turrets, so has scouted that it's probably Hydra. That's a double spire from Slowzerg. Wow, is Slowzerg gonna go mass mutas? Slowzerg has taken a 4th base too. Yeah, Slowzerg is really being greedy. Here, we're gonna restart Discord. Okay, we're still in the process of restarting Discord. Yeah, look at these upgrades going for Slowzerg. This is amazing. Okay. We are back and hopefully you can be heard again. Can you hear Artanis now? Artanis should be back. So Slowzerg here is going to go for mass muta style. And these mutas will just beat Goliaths in a straight up fight. Slayer will have to go for Irradiates in order to counter this. Can you hear the StarCraft music, at least? Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this is... Okay, how about now? This is entirely on our end. We just unplugged your headphones and are going to see if that makes any difference. We doubt it does.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we have a fight. We have the first fight here. Oh, you can hear things now.
Yeah, okay, so
What the?
Let's set real quick. Slowzerg went into a massive amount of meters, actually with double fire to go for upgrades. 1-1 against 1-0. And I think he's got enough meters to bust this. The Slayer reps will be in a lot of trouble. Our entire army might be cleaned up here right now. The meters are going in. The Sea Stems are trying to clean up the front and do some damage, but they're not going to be much use here. Goliaths are not going to be able to deal with all these meters. The meters are destroying the entire army, and it's going to make Slayer very unhappy.
Yeah, very, very well played by Slowzerg. To counter this, Slayer would have needed some Irradiates, and it doesn't look like Slayer has made any Irradiates. Slowzerg also played incredibly greedy and got away with it.
Oh yeah, like Slowzerg has countered this to its T. He's played exceptionally well. He's going into a hive right now. All the meters are looking to counterattack. They're 1-1. And these missile turrets are going to have a lot of trouble dealing with them. He's building a ton of them, trying to make sure the camp is going to overrun. I'm not sure it's enough. It depends on how Slozerg is even willing to try, or if he's just going to contain the Terran on 2 base, which would also be a very valid option.
And there we go. There's a starport going down. Yes, Slozerg is another player that we've seen who can just take down the entire tournament. Slozerg has been playing amazingly these games. Absolutely amazingly.
Yeah, he's making a high fight now. I would love to see him go into melee upgrades so they can push into altars. But here he goes. Actually, the Mutas are attacking the natural. They clean out all the turrets, but they're a bit afraid of the remaining Goliaths. Given that Slayer's going to be building nothing but Goliaths, also to do really well with that.
We're completely fine with Slayer just staying on Mutas. 2+2 Muta armor is just about finished, and
yeah, I'm just a bit worried about once Science is coming into play, whether Soldier's going to be able to split off his Mutas enough to fight the Irradiate.
The control tower just started, so this is still great. This is amazing for Slayer.
Oh no, I think one of the turrets is actually blocking where the command center wants to land. Oh, the Mutas are coming in. Trying to base, and the 1-1 Goliath is having a lot of trouble dealing with it. But I think they might be enough with reinforcements.
Ooh, this Muta might actually get cleaned up.
Yeah, oh no, the Mutas are still going to try and go for it and trade as efficiently as they can. I don't know if this is the right call. I think he's going to lose all his Mutas here, and he's going to be able to land this command.
But there's another control group of Mutas. There's another 9 Mutas coming.
Yeah. Slozerg is so rich that he's able to build just more and more Mutas, and these Goliaths are having so much trouble dealing with the 2-1 Mutas, soon to be 2-2.
And +2 attack has not started yet for Slayer.
Oh yeah, and the first Science Vessel's coming out right now. I don't think he started the Irradiate upgrade yet, so it's going to take a little bit of time before he's able to deal with the Mutas. And he's indeed getting his +1 melee and carapace upgrades. I'd love to see Adrenal Glands and Ultimate Cavern go up to really exploit the 4 gas he has to the maximum and get a nice tech switch going.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Slayer is just about mined out of their main.
Oh yeah, I see that. His minerals are about to run out. Meanwhile, Slozerg has 4 base, building his 5th right now, which is just completed. Building 13 more drones to saturate it, and he is as rich as he could be. And I would love to see him put in a few more hatcheries to be able to make up with the production. But right now, we have Slayer moving across the map, and I'm not sure Slozerg is ready for it. But I didn't see that massive Muta flop, so he definitely is.
And we have 1-1 ground coming for Slozerg as well. His Slozerg is just doing everything right.
Oh yeah, he's playing a fantastic game. Once again, Slayer is left coming back to his natural with his tail between his legs. He does have a Science Vessel. I'm pretty sure it's not irradiated completely. He's got barely enough energy, so he does have an irradiate, but we'll see how effective that will be.
And Slayer does need to get this 3rd up. If Slayer cannot get this 3rd up, then that's just game.
Oh yeah, he just destroyed the traitor turret that was in the way of his command center. He's landed it now. He won't be able to build a comsat station there, but he will be able to defend it more easily and can transfer a bunch of ESCVs from the main to the first base.
And here we go. Another attack from Slozerg. Slozerg actually pulling away.
Yeah, which I think is the correct move given the amount of Goliaths and missile turrets, and he is building that Ultimate Cavern right now, which I'm very happy to see, as well as getting the 2-2 upgrades.
And now there's a bunch of Hydras as well. Hydras will do great against this right now.
Oh yeah, like Slozerg is doing everything right. But Slayer is still in it with a fight. He's been really good in his macro. His money has been low like the entire game. And now he's preparing to get his own fourth base up. But there's a few Goliaths are moving out in the middle base, and they're just gonna get slaughtered by these beaters. But he is gonna spot the Hydras there if he's paying attention to them. Oh, Vulture run by, but it's not really effective. They ended up getting stuck attacking the Sunkens and the Hydralisks, so they didn't actually get any drones, sadly.
Slowzerg is doing so well with upgrades.
Oh.
Is there an irradiate? Is there an irradiate?
There are definitely raids, but they're not going off right now. The Goliaths are killing all the Mutas actually. The Hydras are going to be very effective though. And here's an irradiate, doing a lot of damage to different Mutas, but there's so many Hydras still left. I don't think he has any tanks. There's a one siege tank, siege up in a natural, but it's not really helping right now, and all the guys are getting cleaned up by these Hydras.
That one irradiated Hydra is doing a lot of damage. But even trade is great for Slowzerg right now.
Oh yeah, his economy is great, and the units in the natural need to start helping, but I think the commensurate is going to go down before he can help.
And it looks like this is it. This is it.
Oh yeah, the science missiles are going down. Slayer's supply is plummeting right now, and he's in dire straits. And there's 9 ultras in the production side of this should end up with it working.
Amazing play by Slowzerg.
And there's the GG.
GG, very well played, Slowzerg. Slowzerg is someone who could actually win this, and we do know who advanced from this. It was Slowzerg and Slayer, so very amazingly played, Slowzerg.
Definitely, yeah.
So it looks like, actually, how many groups were there?
Oh, that's a lot of groups.
Wait, so we're seeing... Wait, Group J is 10 groups.
Yeah, I think you might want to cut this up into
12 groups?
2 days.
Yeah, oh no, we're definitely not doing this all tonight. We're going for as long as we feel like it.
That's completely fair. I think I'll be up for co-casting for another hour or so, then I'm going to have lunch.
That sounds good to us. We should start heading to sleep in an hour or so.
Alright.
We weren't sure that we're going to solo cast we're going to end up casting all of these ourselves, but hopefully, like, getting 5 groups out of the way will encourage other people to cast more.
Yeah, that would be great.
And make people see that we actually might be able to do that whole thing.
And I think it's really nice for the players as well to have it casted. I know it always motivated me if I knew that my games were going to get casted to play.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to cast everything that people have uploaded, if it's possible. So here
Go ahead.
Here we have Imp, the Teal Zerg in the bottom left, and we have Mako, the Peach Zerg in the bottom right.
Yeah, the peach, tan, gray, something along those lines. So yeah, we've got another CPZ here, and Mako is scouting the, in this game, correct decision location at the bottom left, while Imp is going towards the top location. The scouting pattern I like a little bit more. So did you know that there's a trick you can do as Zerg if your mineral is on the left side? You can select your larva, shift selects your overlord, and you can press stop, and that makes all the larvae migrate to the left side.
It is really useful and makes a huge difference in your early game mining.
Yeah, certainly. So Zerg actually has, there's a bit of positional imbalance there, where Zerg prefers to spawn with the minerals on the left side.
And it's really common in basically every map that there's positional imbalances. One of the major imbalances is that gas has to be, more or less has to be on the top side of your base. Top or left side.
Exactly. So that's what you see in the newer maps as well, that the gas is always at the top or the left. So Mako is building, is going for a 9 pool, and he's building it right next to...
that looks like an overpool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, overpool. You're right. Whereas it looks like he's going to go for a 12 patch, and it looks like he's going to do it in his main base. If he hasn't set the drone out yet. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, Mako built his spawning pool on the correct location. You want to put it slightly to the left of the extractor ending, so to say, because otherwise drones freak out a bit and they end up spawning on the complete right side. For some reason, that just doesn't work as well. So this spawning location should be fine.
Yep, there we go. Mining perfectly.
I think you want spawning pool actually one more hex to the left. And things sometimes
Yeah, we're seeing that.
Yeah.
The drones are dancing.
Yeah.
So Imp is spawning pool directly into gas. That's good.
Yeah, I think from these openings is slightly ahead because the overpool is not going to hit fast enough for the sunken and the spawning pool to not be done yet. So Imp is definitely going to come out with a slight lead from these openings. We're going to see if Mick can get anything done with his links. He's actually going to go into speed before lair here, which I am not as big of a fan of when you go for a quick spawning pool because the main advantage is that you get mutas first.
There's also a nice timing with where you get speed. Like 9 pool speed will just that's really nice for killing the 12 hatch because you have a timing where you have speed and they don't.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in this case it's an overpool, so it's a little bit slower, and he's already got some good.
That makes sense. So Imp is going for lair first. So Imp basically had. They more or less have the same lair timing, and Imp's preemptive sunken is great. Is actually perfect against this.
Yeah. So Imp is going to have a better economy. He's going to have double hatchery, and he's just going to be slightly behind on gas. So that's the one resource Mako has to work with. Like having that slight gas lead means he should be able to make one more muta, and that might help him.
Oh, there we go. Mako taking a second taking their natural.
Oh yeah, I really like that choice. I think he needs to. I am just worried if Imp ends up producing nothing but lings, he could overwhelm Mako because he's got such a production advantage right now.
So Imp has already made 2 more drones.
Yeah, so we're going to see if he builds lings. If we spawn a few more.
Imp is currently supply blocked, unfortunately.
Yeah, right now, both of them can see exactly what the others are producing, so they can match what they're doing. And that kind of puts Zerg in a bit of a stalemate for a bit. It's like, okay, I see you producing drones, I can produce drones. Or I see you producing links, so I have to build links myself. But yeah, we see this fire go down right now for Mako, and Mako's trying to break through, and Imp doesn't seem to have enough links right now.
Oh, Mako turns around.
Yeah, he manages to fend it off for now, and Imp actually is not building a spire right now.
Oh, Imp's zingers are rallied out. Imp's links are rallied out.
No, I think he's going to get the sunken, and I'm not sure if Imp can survive it. Okay, the links are spawning right at the nick of time. He's going to be able to defend the Zerg links. So
but Imp doesn't have a spire.
It definitely doesn't have a spire, and the spire of Mako is already halfway complete, so Imp is going to need to do something right now. And he could just move across the map with these links, because Mako doesn't really have any yet.
Yeah, there's 6 links coming, and that's it. Yeah, this attack could work.
Yeah, he needs to do nothing but produce links and send them across the map. He can probably stop mining gas, given he doesn't have a spire yet.
Spire starting. The spire will be late, but not that late.
Yeah, I think he can pull at least 2 drones out of gas right now, because they're not going to decide the game. But the links are coming into the base of Mako right now. You're going to be able to clean these links up, and Mako is building a sunken colony. The creep colony is still in production. I don't know if it's going to be on time. The links are right on top of it right now.
Oh, Imp is not to killing the lings. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the drones are going to try and drill through it, and they're going to attack, but there's only 7 drones for Mako. He's so low on money. The sunken colony goes down, the links have free reign right now, and the spire may be done, but all the drones are going to go down for Mako, and he has no money to build mutas.
GG. Well played, Imp.
Yeah, he definitely took advantage of the link counts and made it work. His production was better, and let's see them get deal.
Okay, so we're just gonna look elsewhere. We were kind of curious how many of these replays we've gotten through, what percentage we've gotten through.
Alright.
Wait. Okay. No, there's more imp replays. So it looks like we've gotten through 12 out of 55. And we've been going for 3 hours, so...
Wow. Are there any of you players who play in this cup in the chat that want to have their replays casted? Because that might be nice.
Yeah, we're totally open to taking requests right now.
Alright, so we're going to have another ZBZ. El Pinguino, the blue zerg at the top right. And Imp, once again, our hero from last game, as the red zerg from the top left location. So we're going to be interested in seeing whether he goes for 12 hatch again in base, or if he's going to mix it up.
And both players send their overlords directly towards the other player's natural, so they're not going to see each other for quite a while.
Yeah, they're both scouting correctly. I'm very happy to see that. I think Imp did the larva trick. His larvae are all on the correct side. So that's cool.
Very nice. We'll see if the next larva walks over.
Yeah, both players up to 9 drones, and now we're going to see if they go for a similar build or if they're going to build. They're going to diverge. Imp is making an overlord, and so is El Pinguino. So no 9 pools here. We might see overpool, we might see 12 pool, or we might see a 12 hatch. And if you want the longest ZBZ games, what you actually want to hope for is for divergent builds. Because if you go the same build, there's no space to build spores or suction colonies. Because you're just going to try and overpower the other player. So if you want a long ZBZ, that's what you should hope for. If you want a straight up brawl fight, then we should hope to go for the same build.
So, right now they're mirroring each other perfectly.
Yeah. And it looks like El Pinguino is going to go for a hatchery at his natural, whereas Imp is probably going to go in base again.
Yep, so there's our first build divergence, and this is going to massively favor El Pinguino.
Definitely. It does make it a little bit harder for him to defend. And actually there's something you can do as Zerg, which I really like when I go for a hatchery in base, and that's building it 2 squares under your hatchery and then building the spawning pool in between, because it really protects your structures from getting wrapped around, and you can build a sunken in the little nook there, which makes it a lot harder to surround. If you can kind of picture that.
And Imp is going for immediate sunken.
Oh yeah, he's going for a super safe build because he hasn't spotted his opponent yet.
I'm just going to put him a little bit... It worked out wonderfully last time, but it's going to put him a bit behind against this build.
Oh yeah, El Pinguino could not be happier if he saw what his opponent went for, except maybe hoping that he went for a 12 hatch, 12 pool, but this is really good for our blue Zerg here. And now they're going to scout where the other player is as the overlords come close to it. Are they going to kiss? Like shadows in the night, they pass each other.
So, let's see. El Pinguino with the earlier layer.
Yep.
Ooh, Imp is behind in minerals because Imp went for the sunken.
Yeah, he's got 3 less drones, so that is not good for him. He's getting a lair as well. It's similar-ish timing.
Imp has more links too.
Yeah. Gonna see if that comes into play. He's not getting link speed, so it's gonna be really hard for him to be aggressive until it is finished. And El Pinguino is moving out with his first few links. I'm not sure I like that decision, given he doesn't know yet what kind of build Imp has gone for. If Imp went for a 9 pool, he's basically get caught out in the middle. But in this case, it works out because Imp is staying very passively, staying on the ramp and just defending.
So they're matching each other perfectly for gas.
Yeah, exactly, you're right. So I don't think it's going to matter that Pingino's lair is going to finish slightly earlier, because by the time that the Mutas come to Imp base, they should have spawned for him as well.
But
So
the
it shouldn't be too relevant.
extra drone is going to make a difference. That didn't become a sunken.
Absolutely. So Imp is down in link count a little bit, and he's moving out right now, and this is going to be very dangerous for him, because link speed for El Pingino is going to hit earlier.
Ooh.
And he's not going to be able to retreat right now. El Pingino can catch these links, and Imp is going to be in some trouble. Hopefully this... Okay, he just made a bunch of more links, and he does his link speed right now too. But the super rally points are just not working for him.
Imp does have the sunken.
Yeah, Imp needs to retreat to his sunken, but he's fighting his links, and right now he's got the advantage there. But he's not building his fire yet. Neither is El Pingino, actually. Both players are too focused on the Zergling micro right now, which is completely understandable. But now, Imp throws down his fire.
Imp with the spire first. That is amazing.
Yeah. But the location of it is very exposed. If El Pingino breaks the ramp, which it looks like he's going to right now, he could pick off this fire very easily.
That looks like the same fire positioning as last time, exactly.
But he doesn't decide to go for it just yet. Okay, he's going to go for the drones instead.
Oh, is he going to attack the sunken?
He's going to go for the sunken, which I think is one of the, not the greatest decision. And he's going to go for links for drones right now. He got one.
Only got one.
That's all he's going to get. And the links are finding links, and I think El Pingino is going to have enough to win this link fight once again. He's going to try and go in, and I think, he's going to be able to get another drone or two. There's one.
And Imp should have a counterattack afterwards.
Oh yeah, this is really big. He's only got 7 drones left, and Imp actually needs to produce some drones, but he doesn't have the money for it. He needs to pull these drones off of gas, because he only has 7 drones and 3 of them are mining gas right now. He's completely mineral starved.
Ooh. Imp is having trouble. Ooh.
Yeah,
more
trying
links.
to defend at the ramp, but it's not working for him.
Imp has one meter making, and that's it.
Yeah. What you can do when you have so much gas and very little minerals is actually build a bunch of Scourge and kill the overlords. But I think that this is going to be the beginning of the end for him.
It definitely looks like it.
And there's just nothing for him to defend anymore.
GG. That is the weakness of the way that Imp is playing.
Yeah, his style is great against people who are trying to kill him with an early pull. But against someone who also does a very macro opening, like El Pingino did, it's just really hard to keep up because you just fall behind their drones.
Why are we even writing down who's playing? Their names are directly up there on screen already.
Alright, so we have these colors, man. I don't know what's called our Zerg player, but he is Marvel and he's spawning at the 12th location.
And we have Santa at the bottom left. Our Terran player.
Is there anything you know about these players, their tendencies?
No, the only player in this group that we know anything about is Imp.
So we saw Santa play his mech style, I believe, against Imp? Or was that a different group and I'm getting the players confused?
No, in this group we've only seen ZVGs.
Okay. Then I am getting confused. So we'll see if Santa also likes to play mech or if he'll go for the more traditional bio style.
And we'll also get to see whether Marble goes for a 3-hatch play or 2-hatch play. Both are completely solid builds.
Absolutely. And if Santa's going to go for the early SCB scouts, probably going to want to try and hatch block if he can, but I think the SCB is actually a little bit too late for that. Oh, I love this. Marble sending out both drones. So what you do here is if there's an SCB trying to block your hatchery, you can attack it with both the drones. And if there isn't, you just send out the other drone to expand. So this is something I do a lot as well.
Ooh, is that going to get to block? Nope. Just a little bit too late.
Yeah. So it looks like Santa's going to go for a factory opening here as well.
That was the gas before barracks.
Yeah.
So that's a mistake that we make all the time. So, but it was interesting that the gas wasn't cancelled. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's any build that makes sense with a gas first, but
We'll find out.
yeah, maybe it's some kind of epic one-based battlecruiser play.
That would be amazing.
I would love to see that, but yeah. So far Marble's playing very standard. He's went for 12 hatch, and also getting the spawning pool up, extractor. So this is definitely going to be a 2-hatch play with the early gas timing.
This is incredibly gas heavy. Is this gonna... Now we're really curious what this is gonna be. Is it gonna be 2-factory starport?
Oh, we just got an infomercial in chat.
Pop.
Alright, so spawning pool is complete. There's Marble's got a bit of money left in his bank, and he hasn't quite started mining gas. There we go. So 6 links are coming out, as well as some drones. The links are just going to be to fend off any kind of early harass. There's still a drone in the National Santa making sure whether he's going for an expansion or not. So he's got that under control, and it looks like Santa is ready to build another structure next to his factory. So it looks like it's going to be a very heavy one-base play.
Santa going for 3 Marines, and Marble's going to sack an Overlord to scout.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional.
It looks very intentional.
Yeah, it's just that it's going to be supply blocked quite heavily.
And a couple Sunkens going down.
Yeah. So what are we going to see next? We're seeing an engineering bay. Factory is making an add-on. I'm just really curious to see where this gas is going to go into.
So this is really awesome to watch. Both of these players have deviated from standard builds and are just forging their own paths. And it's really awesome to see that.
Yeah, alright, there's the second factory going down. So we're going to see what he's going to do with this. Very curious to see. We're going to see an upgrade started on that machine shop. Meanwhile, Marble is getting his sorting speed up, he's getting those lair, everything looking fairly standard. I think Marble might have played a little bit too safe, but he's definitely well on the path on to getting a decent enough economy up to go for a 2-base fireplay. So siege tank is coming out for Santa. And the second factory is now also completed, making an add-on itself. And there's the starport. There we go. So I could very well see a situation where we're going to see some kind of drop play. But the Spire is already underway for Marble.
So Marble is supply blocked again, all over losing that earlier Overlord, and is making 2 Overlords at once now. Not a bad play.
Oh, definitely not. And I would love to see him get his second extractor to have enough gas to continuously build some mutas after his fire completes.
So it is a starport.
Just waiting for the science facility and straight into battle cruisers. We're probably not going to see that, but that would be awesome. So he's getting siege tanks and siege mode, which are going to struggle against the meters coming out. I don't think he's going to be ready for it. He's making some raids now, but I don't think floatless raids are going to be able to deal with it.
Those are wraiths.
I was preparing to build an expansion, just doesn't quite have the minerals for it right now. And I really hope we're going to see some missile turrets go up very soon, because otherwise I'm afraid these meters are just going to kill him.
What we need right now is the upgrade that lets siege tanks attack air.
That would be a very helpful upgrade for Santa right now, as he's moving out with 4 Marines and 2 tanks. So yeah, he's got 6 Marines total, and he will be fighting against 5 meters, so that's going to be very difficult. I mean, Marines are good, but I don't think they're quite that good. Yeah, it feels like this build from Santa would do better against another Terran than it does against Zerg, and he's about to be in for a very rude awakening.
Yeah. Are there Zerglings going to be able to do it? No.
So he's attacking the hatchery right now, but Marvel is not caring about the attack. He's just going to go in with the 5 meter, and he's going to encounter a completely exposed mineral line if he goes in fully.
Oh, those meters are attacking too early. The 2 meters down. This attack might work.
But this might be kind of a base trade situation here. The 5 meters are completely uncontested in the main base, and there's nothing coming out for Santa that could save him. In the meantime, he is attacking in the natural. It's going to get a cancel on hatchery. And Marvel doesn't have quite enough to contest it right now. The 2 siege tanks are sieged. So as long as they stay sieged, they probably can deal with the spawning Zerglings, but it's going to be hard for them to move up.
Turrets are started.
Santa's frantically trying to make some missile turrets in his main base, but all the FTDs are going to go down.
And Santa isn't pushing in fast enough.
Yeah, this is rough. This is very rough. Oh, there's some Midas Marines spawning, but I don't think they're quite going to be able to deal with the Midas. The missile turret did not manage to complete. Santa's going in right now, and Marvel very patiently is pooling Zerglings. It's going to go in right now, and I think this is the perfect time for him to go in.
They need to target the Marines. And that is and Santa's anti-air is just 1 Wraith now.
Yeah, I mean, Santa has 1 SCP left. It's his entire economy is completely shattered. All we can really hope for is to kill Marvel right now, but once Marvel pulls this Midas back, there's just no hope for Santa anymore.
They might not even need to pull the meters back. The Lings might do it.
It is possible. Looks like he's going to lose his natural, which in most cases in ZPT would be disastrous, but it looks like the Zerglings are able to clean up these siege tanks right before the last shot on the hatchery comes out.
Let's see if the Wraith decides to kill the hatchery. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, the burst lasers are good, but I don't think they're quite good enough to...
This is a really interesting game.
Yeah, it looks like Marvel's going to be able to speed this one up. Santa's going to try and hold for one last defense at his main base, making some Marines and some Braves to try and deal with the Midas.
And there's a bunch of SCVs queued up.
Yeah.
But this looks like it just breaks it. This is really awesome, getting to watch such low econ fights that you never would get to see in any other situation.
Yep, and it looks like the Midas are barely strong enough to deal with this Wraith. And there is no anti-air left for Santa at all. GG gets called, and that will be game.
Very fun game. So we have El Pinguino versus Santa.
Oh, that's interesting.
Another ZVT.
It's the best matchup, so can't complain.
Oh, it's an amazing matchup.
The only better matchup is CBZ. That's the hive. I love hive CBZ.
Hive Tech ZVZ is such a rare treat.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Alright, so we've got El Pinguino spawning in the top right location as the pincer. And we have Santa, the blue Terran, spawning up at the top left location.
We are definitely starting to feel this marathon cast.
I completely understand that. Yeah, he's already been casting for 3.5 hours.
And it's been so fun.
Glad I managed to be able to join you for a little bit at least.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Should definitely do this again.
So we'd expect Santa to go for mech again. Actually, it'll be interesting to see what Santa does, because what Santa did last time did not work out particularly well, and...
Yeah. But I think that would... I don't know if he's getting this before or after that game, but I think Santa knows what he did wrong last game, and that he went for too many siege tanks and not enough anti-air. So we'll see if he switches things up.
So it looks like we're headed towards the 12 hatch again.
Yep. After the drone was sent out slightly too early, so suggestion I have for that is you want to send out your 2 drones when you hit 200 minerals after you have built your 12th drone. That should line up exactly right for building expansion.
Very useful time to know. There's so many little timings that you just put in your memory forever.
Exactly.
Like you're gonna be 60 years old and have in your head, you send out your 2 drones when you're at 200 minerals. That's a dead drone.
Yeah, drones do not beat SCPs when they're not being microed up and down. But second one, oh no!
Oh no!
Okay,
That almost actually got a second.
Yeah. So now we're gonna. It was a fair trade, I think. You both lost the worker. So we're gonna see double racks actually from Santa, which is interesting. That is a very good adaptation from last game. Making sure he's gonna have enough Marines to deal with any kind of meta attack that comes early.
So it looks like Santa's just gonna be doing 1 base again.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully El Pinguino is going to go for two hatch meta, because we believe that 2 hatch meta is much better against 1 base play than 3 hatch.
Mm-hmm. But it looks like, given he hasn't gotten the geyser yet, that we're going to see a 3 hatch play here for sure.
So we actually don't know how well 3 hatch does against 3 hatch play goes against 1 base. It'll be interesting to see how this works out.
I would love to see that 3rd hatch go up for El Pinguino sometime soon. It looks like the drone's being sent out right now.
There it is.
So, yeah, very good. So what you generally want to do with your 3rd hatch is you want to place it somewhere far away from your 1st and your natural, so that you can build tech there. And force, because Terran's only going to have 2 scans generally, in this case even only 1. So it's going to be really hard for them to scout your tech.
So how much do you think that matters at this level?
At this level, especially in this particular game, given that Santa has gone for a 1 base play, I don't think it matters too much. But it is something you might want to keep in mind. And it looks like, yeah, there's going to be 4 Marines moving out very quickly. El Pinguino's going to be ready, building a 2 colony.
Yeah,
Going to get sunken.
That's a really early... Oh, El Pinguino has an Overlord scouting that they're scouting the move out.
Oh, really good surround by El Pinguino. Actually, moves commanding his earnings a little bit so he can get the full surround, and the Marines never stood a chance.
Massive advantage for El Pinguino now.
Certainly. So, let's see what Santa does this time. He's building an engineering base, got an academy. waiting to see Stim go up. I would also love to see a fire bat out just to be safe against these lings here.
So this is speed before lair.
And Santa is actually going to get marine range before he goes into Stim.
El Penguino very smartly turning around.
Certainly. And yeah, we see infantry weapons go up, so we're going to see a very heavy one base committal to probably some kind of +1 sunken break timing, I would imagine. Maybe with a factory, given he's got a lot of gas to work with. So El Pinguino, he seems like the sort of guy who would like to go into lurkers. So I'm expecting a Hydra Den to come down sometime soon. Usually you want to place it, if you go with lurkers, you want to place the Hydra Den halfway through the lair completion timing for it to line up correctly. But we might just see a fire flow.
There's the den.
Oh yeah, we do have the Hydra Den going down. Very good. Good timing.
So, are the lurkers going to be ready for this? We have a third barracks coming down. No factory.
I don't think they are, but he should be able to spout the move out here with the Zerglings, so he should be able to build some.
Oh, there's no medics with those. The one sunken might just do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure where medics are.
No medics yet, still. Stim is almost done, but no medics yet.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to go into expansion from here. Interesting.
This is sacking an overlord to scout. Maybe, maybe not.
And there's a drone going to the fur base. I really like what El Pinguino is doing in a vacuum. I think he's making all the correct plays. I just think in this case, given how aggressively Santa was one-basing, you might want to be a bit more careful with the expansion and stuff.
Well, there we go. A ton of Zerglings. A ton of Zerglings are the defense against this.
Yeah, we're seeing restoration being upgraded now in the academy.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I would assume that this was a misclick, because I'm not quite sure what you need restoration for.
Stim and Stim and range were already done.
Yeah. There's not really a Zerg unit that requires you to use restoration, so I think that's a mistake. But we're gonna see. Meanwhile, El Pinguino is just building a bunch of Hydras, getting ready to make lurkers, and literally posturing quite aggressively. I would not like to see him attack into this. I would prefer him to just contain the Terran onto base, while he goes for his third and then later his fourth base.
So fascinatingly, we did just see restoration used in pro game last week. Parasite.
Smart. But I don't think we're going to see any queens out of El Pinguino.
We don't think so. And Overlord should get away with no problems.
And El Pinguino is rich. He's just got like 7 more drones right there. And he's going to be able to send them to his third base if he wants to. He's only got 2 drones on the natural geyser, so it's going to be a little bit stark for gas if he doesn't correct that later. But yeah, it looks like he's in a very good position right now.
There might not be a later. This could just do critical damage.
Sure. I would really like to see some medics come out for Santa right now.
Oh, there really haven't been any medics at all.
Oh, the both players are Rev, apparently. Looking at Psycho's comments.
May the best Rev win.
So the Queen's Nest is down. Probably going to see a hive being morphed here very shortly. Want to go into that with fighter tech. And there it comes. But yeah, I really would like to see some medics pop out here.
And there's double Evo Timber going down.
Yeah, we also are going to need some comm sets to deal with these lurkers. Currently, they're going to be invisible whenever they're not in this range. And oh no, the Marines are moving out into the lurker
Oh no.
That was an expedition they did not want to go on. So
Comm
yeah,
sets are
right
going
now,
up.
he realized his factory was actually blocking the comm set, so he cancelled it. And now it's going to build comm sets on both the main and the natural. It's going to be very helpful, but he's going to need to rebuild that factory very soon. And there it goes.
And it looks like El Pinguino is starting to push in. And +1 armor is already finished for Zerg.
Oh yeah, like El Pinguino is in a position that he could only dream of right now. He's got the Terran contained on 2 bays. It's going to be a while before he can move out, and he can just drone.
Let's see if that SCV building the turret wants to die.
Well, the scout comes out, and the Marines are going in, but...
Oh, the lurkers actually could have held that.
Yeah, but he moves a lurker, which was actually a very good reaction normally when the Terran scans. Like, you don't want to fight with only 2 lurkers when the rest of your army's behind you.
What about if the lurkers are hitting right there on the bridge?
Oh yeah, it would have been great against the Marines, but I think he expected there to be a siege tank as well.
Oh, you're right. That was actually a great reaction then.
Yeah. But Santa does not have any medic ship with his army, and that very much concerns me.
Santa has not made a single medic yet this game.
Yeah.
And Santa's going for a 3rd command center.
So we see that the hive is completed for El Pinguino. He's getting his melee and carapace upgrades. I would really like to see the fighters then go down. Fighters den, the fighter nest.
Defiler den.
Yeah, and the lurkers.
Defiler mound? Defiler mound.
Defiler mound, yeah, that's it. So El Pinguino is being really aggressive right now with these lurkers, and I don't know if Santa can hold it. The lurkers are going right on top of the Marines, and they're all just getting splattered right now. And there's no siege tanks out whatsoever right now. Santa is going to have so much trouble with defending against this.
And we think this is just it. There's no medics made this game at all.
Yeah, the scout goes down, which is great for the Marines to see the lurkers, but I don't think it's going to be enough to defend against them. We're trying to shoot them down, but the Marines are just dying at the dozen. Well, the lurkers are
GG.
uncontested. GG is called, and El Pinguino will wrap up here with a victory.
So we have 2 more left. We have El Pinguino versus Marble House, another ZVZ on Sylphid.
Alright.
So we're going to briefly run to the bathroom and let you start this one off.
Alright. So, we have a ZVZ on Sylphid with El Pinguino spawning as the purple Zerg in the 12th location, fighting off against Marble as the red Zerg in the bottom right location. So, Sylphid is a 3-player map, so you should always know where your opponent is by the time something like a mine pool would hit. So it's going to be interesting to see if they end up going for a more aggressive build, given it's on a 4-player map like we've seen on Circuit Breakers, or if they're just going to go for the openings that they enjoy and go for a hatchery first, in case of El Pinguino. So we see El Pinguino getting the incorrect scout off. He's going to be able to not spot anything yet, but he is scouting the correct direction, because you will see the natural at the bottom left earlier than if you scouted towards the bottom right. So I like that, and I think Marble is scouting correct direction as well, based on that information. Both of them are going to get an Overlord, so we're not going to see any kind of mindful shenanigans. So I expect hatchery first from both players. But actually, Marble is differentiating from and going for an overpool. Generally, if you want to go for an overpool, you also want to get that early gas to really maximize your aggressive advantage, and it's exactly what Marble is about to do. getting a tractor. Well, El Pingino is going to go for the greedy 12 patch. So with Overpool, I'm not quite sure when the timing is going to hit, but this could be a lot of trouble for El Pingino. And it looks like Marvel's going to spot the second Overlord here, which should suggest to him that his opponent did not go for a 9 pool in any case. I think they're going to spot each other. Yes. So at this moment, Marvel should know that El Pingino did not go for a 9 pool before Overlord. So he knows he has the aggressive option compared to his opponent. And we should expect these Zerglings to move across the map immediately.
Oh, we never put that together, that a reason to send, that in GVC, sending your Overlord towards the other person's natural also scouts Zerglings if they went for that, so you get to see their build regardless, even if there's no hatchery there.
Exactly. Like, generally if you don't see the second hatchery, it means... second hatchery. If you don't see a second Overlord, you can presume that you're going to win for an aggressive option as well.
So that's speed first for Marble.
Yep, he's going to go really aggressive. Again, I prefer to see the lair first when you go for a spawning pool first build, because you're going to have more gas. So you want to emphasize on that by making sure that your mutas hit before your opponent can have mutas.
How true is that at a level where Muta versus Scourge micro is incredibly difficult?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but having more gas also means that you can get Scourge out first, and then you can Scourge your opponent's Overlords and prevent their collection from continuing.
That makes a lot of sense. So it looks like Marble has just about missed the window and is going to be behind Zerglings.
Yeah, and now he's got Zergling speed, but he doesn't really have a way to use it. He can try and sneak by El Pingino's Zerglings to try and get a drone or two, but it's just really hard to make this work because the production of El Pingino, given he went for a hatch first, is going to be way stronger. He's not going to be able to keep up with the Zergling production of El Pingino.
And Marble is letting El Pingino dictate where the fights are.
Yeah, when you have speed, you really want to try and keep your opponent in their side of the map. But I think El Pingino has already gathered that there is no second hatchery for Marble.
Sneaky lings.
Oh yeah, but I don't think that was intentional, given he's going back again. But yeah, Spire's now underway, actually for El Pingino before Marble. So yeah. Marble is behind in almost every way.
El Pingino's lair started first. Marble hasn't started Spire yet. Yeah, that is way later.
His hatchery has 3 larvae and he's not producing anything. Okay, there we go. I think he was a bit too preoccupied with the micro there, but it's going to be really tough for him to hold this lane flood that El Pingino is bringing to him.
So there's a hatch and a sunken.
Yes, I really like his building positioning here. You can see how he's really locked off that sunken colony, which is the thing that's going to keep him alive. Actually, I think he will be able to defend with this. It's just hard to see where it gets better for him because El Pingino has his natural up, he's got better production, he's got more drones, he's even got more gas. So I'm really not sure how Marvel can win this. I guess the best option for him is to get Scourge and kill all the mutas and trade efficiently because El Pingino does not have a speed geyser. If he manages to trade efficiently, he should be okay.
See if El Pingino makes Scourge. Because El Pingino just spent all of their money in lings. Nope, no air making, just lings. 1 muta.
There's 1 muta, yeah. So the Spire of Marvel will finish early enough to be able to defend any kind of muta attack. So what I would do with El Pingino with the muta is to just start killing the Overlords. Because you should not be able to do anything other than that. Okay, now both players are starting to make mutas, but El Pingino has a larger gas bank, which might eventually have him overpower Marble, depending on what they go for.
So no Scourge from either player.
right? If he's scouting links on him for Alpentino, and he's liked what he saw as he's going in, but I don't think he's on to something. He has to do something, and he's going to go in. The Mutas are popping right now, and they're going to fight against these links, but...
Oh, going for this, diving the Spire.
I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though, so that's going to lose a lot of links for no benefit, and that's going to really put Marvel back into the game a bit. He's now going to deny his Overlord, not going to supply block Alpengino,
and Marvel is running away with the Overlords, so they're not going to get caught.
Yep, and yeah, so right now, Marvel making a few drones, I really like that, because he needs to catch up on the drone count.
3 versus 3.
Sorry, what did you say?
3 versus 3 Mutas.
Yep. Right now, Alpengino is not able to produce enough Mutas because he's mineral blocked, so I would have really loved to see some Scourges, as you mentioned, but we haven't really seen those yet.
Now it's 5 versus 3, and this should just be it. Oh, there's one set of Scourge making, but it's too late.
Out, so maybe, but yeah, you're right, they're not going to be on time. There's Scourges. They can kill 2 Mutas with those if they hit. Oh, look at the Muta.
Look at that! Wow!
Well done by Alpengino.
That was really good micro.
Yeah, very well played there by Alpengino, and he should be able to just outright win it right here.
That's the game. GG. Very well played, Alpengino.
Yeah.
See, how many more do we have here? Oh, just one more. Santa versus Imp.
Alright, let's get into that.
And we are definitely, we think Imp is heavily favored. Imp is playing super solid games, and Santa was really struggling.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that.
So here we have Santa in the top right, red Terran, and Imp as a teal top left Zerg.
The SCP's a little late, but that's okay. So let's see if Imp does the Larva trick right now. He's on the left side, so he should be able to benefit from that.
So Imp plays a very particular ZVT style. Imp says that he has trouble macroing up enough. So Imp plays this style where Imp goes 2 hatch Muta into a 3rd hatch in base into a Mutaling all in.
Interesting.
And that's just because we'd love to see Imp get more work on macro and get more confident in macro games, but Imp isn't there yet, so...
Yeah. I think in this matchup he definitely is favored, and I could see 2 hatch Muta as something that Santa can struggle with really hard. If he didn't make any medics the last game, and the game before that he went for a very 2% heavy build, so both of those compositions would struggle a lot against a heavy Muta play. So I'm expecting another 12 hatch from Imp here, and just
12 hatch, 11 full, 10 gas, the usual stuff.
I could see him producing another drone before getting the geyser up. I like being a little bit greedy that way myself, and the drone going out a little bit too early, but should be okay. Taking a bit of detour, scouting the edges of the ramp, having some fun.
The drone's throwing a party before it's the drone's last supper.
Exactly. He's keeping that mineral with him, making it a very rich hatchery. So I see a Baxter down for Santa. Don't see any geyser just yet. I wonder if this is going to be a 1-rec expand for Santa. You gotta give him this. He has given us a lot of build variety. Just it's good.
There it is, 2 racks. We do have to give it to Santa for we wonder which game came first, because we're really curious if the mech was a result of bio not working or if bio was a result of mech not working.
Yeah, exactly.
And the spawning pool is beautifully placed. Makes a nice wall, which doesn't help against Terran, but is a nice wall for the other matchups.
Yeah, it's a good habit to have. Exactly. So yeah, I was thinking this is going to go for a 2-hedge play, as you mentioned. The gas is timed in a way that you don't end up banking a lot of minerals and you can check out pretty quickly. So I just really hope that Santa ends up building some medic system. That would help him incredibly. I guess if he's a little bit afraid of something. Maybe he was scanning to see if there's any overlords at the edge of his base that he could pick off with Marines, but he didn't find them.
Yeah, at this level, it's definitely you can definitely just occasionally pick off an overlord and become way ahead. So there we go, 2 hatch meta incoming.
Good. Academy's going up as well.
SCV throwing a party behind mineral lines.
Run away.
So this academy is way out in the middle of nowhere, and is definitely a target for him to snipe later with mutas.
Certainly, yeah. In the short term, it's going to be good to spot any kind of overlords coming in, which Imp is doing right now, and let's see if he knows him go move out with these 4 Marines. I've seen him do this before. I'm not entirely sure why he does this, because I feel like, especially when you've seen all the links with your SCV earlier, it's just so risky.
Oh, they're just waving hello.
Yeah, he's got enough Marines to deal with these links right now, so could be okay.
You could have thrown chucked down a Sulkin.
The Overlord is hugging the command center. Like, hey buddy, why don't you come up and fly with me?
We wonder if Santa is doing this because Santa has trouble in any later attacks.
Could very well be the case, and these Marines are walking up and there's very little to defend them right now.
And his fire has just started. There's no sunken.
Yeah. And he's going to be forcing some links out for sure. Like, there's going to be nothing but links coming out. Marines will be cleaned up, but he'll force a lot of links out of him.
But that's also a lot of lost Marines.
Yeah, and the problem is that means he's not going to have those Marines defending against the US.
And look at that, the Overlord just got out.
That was one Overlord that had a lot of guts.
Somebody in the Overlord's brood dared it to do that.
Alright. These links could reduce the Marine count a little bit, but he's just going to hold them below the ramp. I like that, because you don't know what exactly you're going to encounter there. The Academy is finished. I don't think I've seen any upgrades start on it yet. I would love to see Stim being researched, and the Spire is about to complete, so Santa's going to be in for a rude awakening, I'm afraid.
I'm just going to insta-make 5 mutas. There we go.
Just need to see him start getting that natural gas. That looks like Santa's moving out, wants him to prepare his natural to start making command center there. There it goes. Alright. Yeah, I think Santa just wants to be really safe with his expansion. Probably has been cheesed a few too many times on the ladder.
And there's no turrets to... Santa's entire anti-air is 6 Marines right now.
That is a problem. So,
And Imp knows what he's doing with these mutas, so...
Yeah, no Stim underway, just a few Marines at the front. I think it's just going to go into the front with the Zerglings and the mutas. The Zerglings aren't coming with just yet.
The mutas can just take that, can't they?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything here. And I think Santa's just going to die. He's got...
Yeah, Santa has nothing.
Yeah, 3 units that aren't SCVs. And I think that's just going to be game. There's just nothing for Santa to defend here.
Well done. So we know the result. We know that Imp goes on from this group. We don't know who the other person who advances is.
I think it's going to be El Pinguino, right?
honestly, we're getting to the point, tired to the point where we don't remember who won what.
That's completely fine. But yeah, I have to give props to Santa for signing up, even when you know you're probably going to have a lot of trouble with given your current skill level. But you still went in here and you still tried, so big respects for that.
Yeah. Very creative builds by Santa. Put on some very interesting games, which is a lot of fun to watch. Something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Imp beat El Pinguino, and then Imp beat Santa, and then...
Also beat Marble House, or... I don't know if you...
El Pinguino beat Marble House, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Imp went 3-0 and El Pinguino went 2-1, if I recall correctly.
Okay, awesome. So those two advance, and this was a single round robin, best of one, with two advancing. So there were tiebreakers in the case. There could be three-way tie. We'll put that in chat because it's easier to write out than that. So, yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and we are going to find someone awesome to send all of you over to. Are there any StarCraft streamers that you know?
Let me see.
Oh, what the hell? Somebody's... ASL just started. Oh gods, we should go to sleep.
Oh no. I don't see anyone that I know off the top of my head.
Okay, we're going over to Decalled, who is playing Super Metroid.
Oh, nice.
Speedrunning, so thank you everybody so much for watching. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and thank you for joining us, Artanis.
Yeah, of course. It's my pleasure.
And hopefully we can fix our audio issues before our next cast.
Yeah.